my YouTube channels that I don't use. It's just like it's live, so because I don't have time to edit that bloody thing. And we literally just finished an episode on YouTube, so we do it
What's the name of
every
that channel?
Simply Otaku. I can share a link if you want. But
It's not your
basically,
Simply Binge channel, right?
no, Simply Binge is another one. So
Okay.
I've got like 5 channels. On
Like
there.
Pure
10
lies, by the
channels.
way.
This man.
Well, yeah, I have a channel for different things. I've actually even got a Pornhub channel, but that's a
Sir.
I'm not even kidding. I'm legit. Like when I
Somebody clip
review,
it.
because companies
Somebody
send me
clip
mature
it.
games. I get mature games and manga and stuff sent to me for review. So I have to put it somewhere, right? And Pornhub pays me, so I'm good. Like, so
Pays you for what?
yeah, Pornhub, you get monetized on Pornhub pretty quickly, and they actually pay that shit because Pornhub runs ads, and you can get subscribers on there and get I'm verified on Pornhub. Just to let you guys.
You playing these Coomer games, Q, on
I'm fucking
Pornhub?
verified on Pornhub. I'm just letting you know. When YouTube banned my Senna and Kagura reviews, I was like, "Fuck you! I'm going to Pornhub," and I did that. So, all my Senna and Kagura reviews, I'm putting them on Pornhub. Right? As far as I'm concerned, that shit is going on there.
Wow.
What kind of games you playing on there?
Wow.
Well, currently right now it's mainly just Senna and Kagura, but I plan to do Cyberpunk on there and do an uncensored review where I can show off them dicks and titties on there. So
Oh
I'm
my
just saying,
god.
that's gonna happen at some point. You know, I'll just literally do the review fully uncensored. Like it's gonna be like my reviews on there are actually very like how I regularly do my reviews. It's quality. The thing is that I can show stuff that I couldn't show on YouTube. So if I mention something and I don't have to be afraid, oh, I'm gonna get demonetized because I show a little cleavage or something. YouTube is gonna hate this. I can actually just show it. I can play the music for a game and not feel afraid that I won't get my ad revenue from it. So that's
Is there an
I-
audience on Pornhub that watches gameplay video and not there to fap one out?
And here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. This is why I find a lot of people. I just explained this to a friend, literally just the same one who I did the anime podcast with. Essentially, Pornhub releases their statistics every year, right? I kid you not. They release statistics, and the statistics literally show what people are searching for. Right, and they give you what country they're from, what content they're looking for. Is it okay if I share that in here or not?
We're getting way too off base there, buddy. I'm gonna say no.
Okay, so I'll send it to Pi directly. Anyone else who wants, I can send it to you. But essentially, it's basically they do a year in review, and essentially they run through and this is something I think I wish YouTube did and Twitch and stuff like that, is that Pornhub gives you a full breakdown of every aspect of what people like, what platforms they're using to search for content, what they're searching for, where they're searching from, and so forth. And they have a section specific to gaming. There's a specific section for gaming, and they break down what games are people searching on there. There are literally guys on Pornhub who just post Call of Duty videos on there. There's no dick, and there's no fapping material. It's literally just a Call of Duty video. And they're getting hundreds of thousands of views on Pornhub. So I'm like, I'm assuming there's some guys who go on there to fap and they just watch some cut after or something. I don't know.
This is what we get for having Q. You guys see what we get for having Q here. He starts talking about
It's a
this.
interesting start to the podcast.
Oh my
I guess.
Are we live?
god!
Yeah, I said we're live. Like
Oh bloody! I
10
didn't hear
minutes
that.
ago.
Oh my
Lord have
bloody hell.
mercy! Like what? The...
That man was talking in confidence till he
My
confidently realized that
God.
it was all over.
I'm literally like, like it's just us here.
All right, everyone go
Just
follow
talking
Q on
amongst the
Pornhub
men.
if you have an account.
Oh my
Don't-
god!
Don't unless you watch the
This is about to get demonetized. How's Classroom of the Elite? I keep seeing now my Crunchyroll featured. Is that worth
I
watching?
surprisingly like it, yeah.
I'm on episode
I-
1, so I don't know. I don't know what it's about.
I was
I
watching.
got the season 2.
Yeah, because I've been
How
hearing
long
about
ago,
it.
just to confirm, how long ago did this start? Like, when did you go live?
Season 1 was like 2017. Season 2 was this year.
No,
Maybe
I'm
we-
not talking about the anime. I'm talking about the podcast. Like,
We
when
were
did we
live
start?
like probably 5 minutes ago.
Like, fucking hell.
Lord have mercy, man.
That
super
record, Val
chat
said we were
from,
live.
From Ricardo Belmont saying, for the culture.
For the
Thank you,
culture.
Ricardo. Thank you.
Thank you, Ricardo. Appreciate that.
Yo, blame Shadow for this, guys.
How am I-
I would have kept this secret, you know. I would have kept this secret. This would have just between is on here. I thought it was just us, and you know, yeah.
And mic switch.
I know, right?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, well, that's the whole reason I was on the other mic. I figured it was just us. You know,
we went.
I will
live.
still never understand how you and Shadow have trash mics to like just talk with people. Like it's.
I ain't
don't
gonna lie,
understand.
because I don't know. It's just easier for me to have like my regular headset. I don't think my regular headset is trash. It's just the mic isn't that great. You know, headsets for sound, not really for mic. But yeah, I don't have my mic just sitting on my desk,
I have
readily
mine attached to
available.
my desk.
'Cause the thing is, like, my mic it's on an arm on my desk, but the arm is flipped up because if it's down, it's in my face all the time. I don't need that, you know. So I tend to have mine flipped up, and I use my regular headset mic, like Shadow was saying, to just like talk to people if I want to
Yeah,
talk to people.
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's essentially it. What is these comments, man? These comments about I am a very humble person that is
Are you?
that is good and not full of mature stuff. I'm innocent as far as I'm concerned, and you guys should believe me.
As far as you're concerned, okay. Okay.
Are we having Rico on tonight? Is Rico gonna be here?
Rico just in the
Rico-
chat says he's
Rico-
driving. He's driving back home. He just typed in the
Oh,
chat.
did he? Okay. I'm
Oh,
glad.
yeah,
I'm glad he
oh.
said that in the chat and not the actual HPMP chat, because that would have been too easy for us to see.
Is that his name, Rozon?
Riku Rozon. That's his YouTube channel.
That's his actual name.
His actual name is Rozon.
Rozon.
His actual name is. I'm not gonna say it on stream, but
To be frank, I know Riku's actual name, but yeah, I'm not.
Let's call him Rozon from now on.
saw it up there with
Oh,
Brandon
man.
Sanderson.
You know, I secretly think that is Shadow's name.
No, man.
I
Definitely
think.
not.
By the way, Shadow, I actually my missus reminded me of something recently because she's supposed to remember how last time they were in New York, they were supposed to like give you like a mouse pad or something or ship it to you. Or something like that.
Yeah.
Right, and I forgot to give it to them before they left, so they're gonna be in New York like next, like in a couple weeks. I won't say the
Oh,
date.
okay.
So she was like, she came to me the other day, like I'm in the office, and she's like, make sure you give me that thing to give to Shadow. I'm like, bloody hell, woman, you don't act like that for me. So I'm just saying, you know.
I'll
Lexi
try to
has
keep my schedule open.
More likely not, she'll probably just like mail it to you or something. I don't think she's. I'm sure she probably has like
okay.
family shit going on while she's in New York. So she'll probably like when she gets there, she'll just go to like a post office or something.
Okay.
And
Cool.
just ship you the thing. But I'm just giving you a heads up for that time because yeah, she kind of like was pissed at me that I didn't send it in the first place. So like I don't know
Lord.
why, you know.
Lord
Yeah.
have mercy.
Yeah, it was you know, women, you know, what can we do?
All right. Chat, what's going on? How's everybody doing? You got Dracon, Coogan, Salazar Naruto, Acebreaker. Who's this guy? R3
Actually, so that's rare entry. That's actually the guy,
Oh,
the
rare
same
entry.
podcast that I was doing before this, the anime podcast. That's my co-host from there, you know. So
okay.
he's actually a fan of this podcast as well. He's
Cool.
expressed his interest in it. So yeah.
Cool. Sweet Life, what up? The Geek Show, what's up? Steven, what is going on? All right, we got an episode for you guys here. Not that many JRPG topics, I'll admit, but we got some things to talk about. Some things we can go over. So before we start the podcast, I need to address some things. First thing I address mostly is my Discord. Okay, you guys are getting a little bit too familiar with me. I'm okay with jokes. You want to do a running joke that I got going on with something, I'm cool. But when you're teetering on disrespect, I have an issue. Okay, and a lot of people in my Discord are being disrespectful to one another for no reason. So now I gotta start stepping in and start putting you guys, how else do I say this, in line, I guess. And I will take fault for this because I kind of let my Discord go and let you guys do whatever you want on there for the most part. And I haven't really said anything. And I'm not really there all the time. So I will take some responsibility, if not all the responsibility for this. But you do not disrespect me or anybody on my Discord that it isn't warranted at the very least. Okay? I've seen it a lot going on, and I've said to myself, well, some people just needed to develop some thick skin. And that's the way I am, but that's not the way other people are. other people on my Discord, you come in just negative for no reason. Somebody talks about a topic or somebody talks about a game, you just start bad mouthing the person, or you just start, downplaying the game. Listen, it's the latest game that probably came out. Maybe you didn't like it. Maybe you don't care for it, but let other people discuss what they want to discuss. If I start seeing more of this stuff going on, I'm going to have to take some action, like I said before. Okay? And again, I can't stress enough the disrespect. Do not disrespect me or anybody else. Jokes are fine. And more importantly, when you go into jokes, keep it gaming. For the love of God, don't say anything about anybody, physical features, or what they have in life or what they don't have in life. Or don't start telling somebody's like being I guess a grouchy or something like that. I don't know, but it's gotta stop. Okay, I don't like where it's going. I see people come into the Discord. They may interact for maybe a day or so, but then they feel like they're getting pushed out for no reason. When it comes to the chat, when it comes to the podcast chat, again, be respectful to one another. If there's anybody in making posts that are just outright disrespectful or any bots that comes in, we will remove. But if somebody's saying something that, they just like a game or something like that, or they say an out of nowhere opinion about something, everybody's allowed to have their opinion, no matter how out of pocket it is. Hell, no matter how wrong it is. I mean, you could say the opinion can't be wrong, but sometimes the opinion is wrong in my book. I let it rock because people can just, for the most part, say whatever they want. And I don't mind it. But again, the disrespect has got to stop. Okay? And I want to make a more official post on my Discord as well. All right? So stop being so familiar with me. I'm cool with jokes, especially if you keep it gaming. But the minute you start attacking other people for virtually no reason, that's where I gotta draw a line. All right? Okay. Cool. On that probably sober and completely dark note, let's get this podcast started.
Yo, we got a super chat from Ace real quick saying we gotta respect each other. All love. Exactly, Ace. All love, including Gundam fans. All love, Ace. All love.
Gundam fans.
No one asked you. Okay, go back. Gundam is anime too. I'm waiting for Q's Wait for Mercury review on this podcast right now, bro. Let's get it.
I'm not gonna lie, cause I think Bao retweeted something that had like Mecha starter pack or something like that, and it was like Code Geass and like Gurren Lagann,
Eureka 7,
not Mecha or something like that. And I was like, I'm kind of in agreement there. Like I don't know. This is the way I view Mecha. I'm sure it's completely utterly wrong. This is the way I view it. But yeah. Anyway, guys, welcome to HPMP, the JRPG podcast, episode 83. We are live on Google Play, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever else you want to listen to your podcast services. All right. We got a good show for you guys today, I hope, and we're going to get started with these intros. Go ahead, Devil.
Hello there, everyone. Thanks again for having me on another episode. I see we got 60-some people and not even half the likes. Come on, y'all can do better than that. Let's get those numbers up. All right, everyone be nice, respectful, and loving of each other.
All right. Bao?
Welcome to another episode of the HPMP podcast, everyone. It has been a not like super eventful few weeks for JRPGs, but we still have some exciting news and things to talk about with you guys. Also, happy Gundam Witch from Mercury Day. I haven't seen it yet, but after the podcast, we'll be watching it as a group, some of us. So I'm very excited.
Blake?
It is that time. What's going on, guys? It's me, Westtown HD, back at it again. Your boy is back in the YouTube space as well, not uploading nearly as much as I used to, but I'm still trying to get at least monthly videos out. I'm I kind of have an idea for something that I want to do this month, but I'll have to wait and see on that. But I mean, if y'all saw my Trails from Zero review that dropped, shameless plug, trying to get back into the YouTube space, and yeah, eating a donut right now, playing some Railgrade while we talk to y'all about these JRPG topics, and just having a good time. Plus, my Steam Deck came, and so have I. So, with that all said,
Shameful display.
let's get
I
into
thought,
these.
thought you were about to say JPEG topics.
Hey yo.
You said JP.
Q.
We're back with another episode. It's good. We're here to talk some waifus and all that kind of stuff. As always, your husband of dreams here to talk about some, the good quality waifus in each of these JRPG topics and stuff like that. And yeah, definitely go check out I should say not just Blake's review for Trails from Zero. I think Bao and Pi did one as well as myself, of course. But I have
But also
actually
check mine out.
linked all of your reviews in my review because I think you guys did a better job than me because I didn't finish the game. So yeah, I'm just saying. What happened to our icons? They just disappeared for a second. So,
Oh yeah, that was me.
okay. So yeah, that's basically it. You guys can go check out the reviews. I think they're all up on YouTube for that game. I think it's a good game. It's a cool game, but I didn't finish it. Blame Riku. That's all.
Wait, what? How are we gonna blame Riku for you getting it early? Wait.
Oh no! Like I did a review. Of like the first half portion of the game. But Riku told me like essentially if I go past the like a certain point, it will spoil stuff related to Sky, and I haven't finished Sky yet. So I was like, well, in my review, I make it very clear like this is not the whole game. If you want that, go check out Blake, Bao, or Pi or someone, and they'll have it. And I link to you guys. So yeah,
That's a valid stopping reason.
yeah. I did talk to Riku about it first. He is the Falcom. I don't know what you call him.
Finest.
Yeah, so yeah, that's about it. We here for waifus. Come on, let's get the show going.
So panel, what are you guys currently playing at the moment?
Pokemon?
Should we do this in Discord order to keep the peace?
Yeah. So go ahead, Bob.
Who? Okay, because I wasn't sure if I'm first on everyone else's or just mine, but okay. In terms of just like the biggest, or I guess number one game I'm playing right now, actually Friday I restarted Dragon Quest XI
Oh, really?
because I actually never beat it, and the reason for that is because Cold Steel 3 came out when I was playing Dragon Quest XI and just took up all my time, and I just never went back to it. So now I'm starting it over proper, but I'm playing the PC version instead of Switch. And also, oh my god, this game is gorgeous on PC. Like, I am never touching the Switch version again.
Damn.
Yeah, amazing
This is
game.
life.
I just dropped it because I got distracted, but glad to be back to it. Other than that, I'm juggling a couple minor things like I've been modding Smash Ultimate. That's been fun. I just installed a randomizer for Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, which I'm playing at this very moment. So that's fun. But yeah, pretty much just killing time right now, I guess, until the next big JRPG, which for me will be Star Ocean, the Divine Force.
When does that drop?
I think later this
End
month.
of this month. Towards the end of the month, yeah.
So, okay, cool. I was about to say like, there's other stuff coming, but okay, cool. Yeah.
Devil, what are you playing, man?
Like bounce around a lot of stuff. Like Trails from Zero is probably my last big game, and I just kind of been burnt out on like JRPGs and stuff like that. So just like bounce around little games, playing eFootball, but no one cares about that besides Q here, so I'm not gonna talk about that. It is Halloween. It is October, and I want to try to do Halloween specials every October. So I'm working on Haunting Ground, the PS2 horror game from Capcom from back in the day. So go through that, and yeah, just been enjoying that again. And yeah, nothing much in the pipe, I guess. I think I tried the Star Ocean demo, but that's probably its own topic. Don't know if I'm pick that up day one because it comes out at a busy period, same day as Bayonetta 3 and RE Village DLC, and then God of War. It's like the next week, so it's just like bad timing for me. So I got to wait on that probably. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Q, what you been up to?
So I got back into Pokemon. I'm a Pokemon fan again now. So I started playing Pokemon Sword on stream because basically here in Europe they've been doing all these Pokemon events and giving away like what do you call those thing again? Mystery gifts, mystery events. And essentially when the game store in town here where I live they give you as much as you want. So I've just been playing Pokemon and giving them away on my stream for people who don't happen to be in Europe and can't get the mystery event. So that's what I've been doing, playing a bit more of that. Because, and in a sense, I'm kind of like anticipating in preparation for when Violet and Scarlet comes out. But that being said, I have picked up that new popular game that everyone's talking about, including your grandmother, Cyberpunk 2077. I'm going to play that game soon. It is on I bought it on Steam. I almost got it on GOG, but then I'm weak for Steam cards, and I ended up buying on Steam like a pleb, but whatever. So I've got that and a couple other games that I probably won't talk about because they're like embargoed or probably just not relevant for this podcast. So yeah, essentially just Cyberpunk and Pokemon for now. That's what I'm mostly playing.
Okay, all right. Blake, what have you been playing?
So, I believe a while ago on the podcast, we talked about the current Nintendo Direct or the partner Direct they had back in way back like June E3 time. We talked about a game briefly called Railgrade, and I told you guys this game is specifically a game tethered to my interest. Y'all know me; I love me some choo-choo trains. I just started playing this game literally 50 minutes ago because I have not had time, and it released. I think it released on Thursday. Yeah, at least on Thursday, and some stuff came up and I had to be away for the weekend. So I just got back yesterday, and then today I was working all day. So I just got to sat down and I was like, podcast tonight, but I'm gonna see if I can knock out the tutorial at least for this game. And guys, it is so much fun. It's right now, it's Epic Game Store exclusive, and it's Nintendo Switch console exclusive. And I'm playing it on PC right now with like max settings. And I understand that this all does not matter at all to anybody else. But let me tell you how Shadow might be onto something. 4K trains, bro. This is everything that I wanted as a kid. And there's even like a POV camera where you can like sit in like in front of the train and just like watch it go along like its route. And it's, oh my gosh, I'm just loving it so far. So I was playing a bit of that. I recently started playing Super Robot Wars Alpha Gaiden again. I started playing that at the beginning of the year, but other stuff came up, so I couldn't end up finishing it. I just started recently playing that again. That game is pretty good. Good PS1 RPG. And what else? I'm still slowly pecking away at platinuming Trails from Zero. I like to think that I'm doing a pretty okay job, but if I get to the end of it and it's like, congratulations, you got the trophy, but the trophy doesn't pop, I might cry and throw my PS5 out a window, because these trophy lists, as Devil will tell you, these Trails plats, they are not worth it. They really aren't. You don't have any idea. You have any idea how many freaking enemies I've had to scan and how many times I've had to restart because I didn't scan the same enemy, but it's a different enemy. Like, it's
I would hate doing that. I can't stand doing that kind of stuff. I would never do that.
Honestly, I'm probably gonna do it for Zero and then probably maybe not again.
Yeah, we'll so you say probably you're gonna do it again. Like, come on.
I mean, if I have more time, maybe, but
I can only do something like that if it's like my favorite game of all time. There's no way I'm doing this for a game that I just like or just find good. I can't do that.
The only reason that I'm doing it for Zero is because Zero is so short in comparison to like the Cold Steel games, where it's like I feel like if I do mess up, I could probably knock out another playthrough pretty quickly if I had to. But something for like, let's say Cold Steel 3 or like Cold Steel 1, like those games, them some lengthy games, even with speed up.
I don't think that. I think it's partially because you're speedrunning the game as well, aren't you? Like, you've literally, like, I watched your stream about it, and you had it on the fast mode like constantly. So
yeah, well, I mean, I beat and reviewed the game, so
yeah, so exactly. So I think that's probably why it's so much shorter to you, essentially, to get going and come back like that.
And in the same sense, though, you can't like speed through everything because I was speeding through a fight and I forgot to analyze the guys, and it sent me back half an hour because there was no autosave.
Lord,
so
disgusting.
Yeah, it is not for the faint of heart, and it's I don't know, man. These JRPG plats, it's just not worth it, bro.
Yeah,
that's why you should do what I do. Just platinum.
Just not finish your games. Oh
no, platinum Senran Kagura games. That's it. That's my only platinums on PlayStation. Senran Kagura games.
They're literally like, I believe like the last time I played one, it was literally just like play through the game.
Yeah, exactly. You got a platinum for literally completing the game. That's it, and that's how it should be. Proper platinums, you know.
Yeah, that's what Riku and Devil would call pussy plats.
No, I never coined that term. That's a Riku term.
That sounds
I
like
don't know.
something Riku would say.
I
I
don't
would never
know.
downplay that.
Uh,
Except if it's like a my name is Mayo, those like $1 platinum, like that's the whole point of the game.
$1 platinum.
Nah, fuck that.
Oh, no, Shadow. There's a whole like cult behind this. Like it's like I am Mayo, where you just touch the jar and it keeps giving you like trophies.
What
Like
the
it's just like
fuck?
it's like a $3 game on the PlayStation Store you can use to get like a platinum in 5 minutes.
I just don't
Inflate your
understand.
numbers.
I don't understand like platinums. Why people love them so much? I mean, it's good to accomplish one. Like again, if it's for a game that you love, I get it. But like just to go out your way to get platinums, I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I don't have
agree.
that. I don't have that drive. I
that's because
think
you're a normal person, you know.
I don't know. I think maybe when Xbox 360 first came out, and achievements were a thing. I like had like a brief stint with it for like a couple of months, but then I just said, "Nah, I'm good. I'm okay."
That's literally what happened with me.
Yeah.
Got 360 is like, oh, this is new and cool, and then I just stopped caring.
Yeah.
I think it matters a lot once you've got it. Like it's sort of that whole thing. Like it's that opportunity cost sunk cost fallacy kind of thing. It's like once you've sunk enough time into it, like you've got a certain amount of platinums, you give a shit. Especially if you have like other people who also give a shit that you spend time with. They're gonna talk to you about it, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, did you get that platinum? Oh, I've got like 5 platinums."
Yeah,
Oh,
like
I've
Blake
got, like,
hang out with
6."
me and Riku all the time.
That's
Now he's on it.
genuinely what did it.
I think when it comes to like what Blake was saying about JRPG platinums and how I guess tedious they are, all you really proved to me is that you got way too much time on your hands. When it comes to,
Honestly,
like I don't know whether to be
Listen.
jealous of that or be impressed. I don't know.
okay. But what's that say about Riku though? Riku works a full-time job.
Well, Riku,
see,
Riku does like for everything. He doesn't just do it for Falcom games, right? He does it for every game he plays, like God of War or Last of Us. I see. I don't know about that. I don't know.
You have to come to the conclusion that which we all know to be true. Riku has a pocket dimension. This is a fact, right? This is headcanon, right? Like, there's no way this man should be able to be playing the games that he plays, the way he plays them, and still be doing a 9 to 5 and shit. Like, some I don't even know what Riku does for a job because. Like sometimes he's in like when he finds that I'm streaming a Falcon game, somehow he's in the stream, but he's at work. Like, how are you doing these things, right?
I have no idea what Riku does, but I feel like he's like that guy that sits behind like the office window that tells you like if you're approved for a credit card or not. Like I don't know, bro.
And he can just sit there and play games all day. That's crazy.
I've actually got a mate like that who he works security and literally like he's a hard gamer, hardcore. Like this guy literally just takes games to work, and it's like the place he works is like security for a place in the middle of nowhere. So he doesn't have shit to do.
All right.
That's
It's also a super chat we didn't get to.
Oh, did we miss one?
Was there one? Oh yeah, Sebastian's. I got super chat from Sebastian real quick. Sorry I missed you, buddy. I was talking about 4K trains. Any thoughts on Edge Runners? Bao must be happy as fuck. Actually, that is one of the topics tonight. I don't know if we want to segue into that right now.
Did Riku watch
but,
it? If not, we can start.
Do we need Riku for this? Is Riku?
I'm
did he
pretty
watch
sure
it?
Riku has not seen this.
Then we can talk about it.
We will talk about Edge Runners, but like a little bit later on. I definitely want to talk about it because it's just a brief slint on it. It's a 10 out of 10 instantly. One of the best anime I've ever seen in my life. But yeah, that definitely Sebastian will talk about it. Absolutely. As far as for the games that I'm playing, I gotta be honest. I haven't been playing anything.
You're not a gamer, basically.
I don't even know what I've been doing these past couple of weeks. All I know is work and sleep for the most part, and I'm not even like mad at that because it gets to a certain point where it's just like I get why I'm so busy with work, and I completely understand it's a really busy time for me. And it's not like the work is ridiculously exhausting. Like I get it. Sometimes it's actually pretty fun to figure out some things when I'm doing work, and it's like I don't know if I said this to you guys before, but I definitely said it to my friends in real life. It's like, oh, you know how people say they don't pay you enough to do this stuff? I'm like, yeah, they kind of pay me enough to do exactly what I do, so it doesn't really like exhaust me too much. But just after I'm done logging off, I'm just like, I'm done. I don't even want to. I just don't want to be in front of a computer screen anymore. To be honest, after it has nothing to do with like really being exhausted. I don't feel like being near a computer screen. So I am severely behind when it comes to gaming. Like I still haven't played. I still haven't gotten far enough where I think I'm out of the early going in Xenoblade 3. I still want to play Live Alive or Live Alive. Still want to play that.
Sure, Live Alive.
I eventually, thank God, Star Ocean 6 comes out in about a couple of weeks. But then I think Persona 5 Royal comes out on PC around the same time.
Shadow,
you have to
Shadow,
buy it again.
Shadow. Look
You
at me,
have to buy
Shadow.
it again,
Say it
Shadow.
with me. You don't need it.
No, I need it, bro. It's gonna be at 4K 60 FPS.
Yeah,
And
I
it's
knew
on
you were gonna
Game
say
Pass,
that. I
so
knew
you
were gonna
so
say
you
that. That
can
was gonna
play
be
it
the
for
reason.
like it's on Game Pass, so you can play it for like a day or two, and then move on with your life.
Now I'm honestly probably gonna play the game again. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm probably gonna play
100
the game
hours.
again.
Play it again.
Yeah, I'll probably not 100 hours because honestly, like when I'm playing the game like Persona again, if I remember the cutscene and the dialogue verbatim, I'm just gonna skip. I'm just gonna skip it completely. Like all the freaking confidant stuff, I'm gonna skip all that stuff.
Are you gonna stream it again the way you did for Nocturne? Like, are you gonna just? Be like,
I'm definitely gonna stream, like maybe the early going just to see how good it runs.
Okay.
But
I'm gonna be there.
that's probably about it. And then I think I'm planning to make a video on Persona 5, but we'll see where that goes. I definitely want to release it around the time the PC version and the other versions come out finally. I'm getting the feeling that the Switch version is coming out, right? It's coming out on Switch, right?
Yeah, it's coming to Switch as
Big
well. Yeah.
Switch release finally.
Yeah, so like I can't wait to see how it runs on that. Probably shit, but yeah, it is what it is.
But Shadow, it's coming to PS5 with no upgrade or anything. For
Yeah,
PS4.
because they can sell to people again. People who will like Blake, who will buy it again for no apparent reason. other than the fact it's on
excuse me?
PS5.
Out of everybody on the panel, I have adamantly said I'm never playing Persona 5 again.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
like-
here's the thing, Blake. Right? Someone's gonna convince you to get a platinum in this, or you're gonna make a bet with someone that
And Platinum and Persona 5 Royal. And
You're
if
gonna-
I'm making a bet with Riku, he's gonna make me Platinum something that's not made by Atlas.
It is
Yeah,
gonna be a
absolutely.
Falcon game.
Yeah, it's gonna be a Falcon game.
I think you'd have to lose a bet with either Shadow or Gab to
Unless someone physically pays me to play 5 again, I'm gonna boot it up on Game Pass, be like, oh, 4K 60 Persona 5, this is great, and then uninstall it the next day.
Let's see. Let's start with the first topic. Let's just jump into
Hold on. We had a super chat real quick from Sebastian again, saying, "Yo, Shadow, where is Nocturne highlight video?"
Oh,
That
man.
did Shadow promise a Nocturne highlight video?
I promised that a while ago, like when the
Oh,
HD
dang.
version came out, I was gonna put that out. And what's interesting is I was looking through my game catcher because I was trying to find some Nier Automata gameplay, and I saw the Nocturne stuff that I was saving. I'm like, I never got around to this, did I? Yeah, I need to buckle down and get that because there are some really interesting highlights to that. But I need to focus on that one. But yeah, Sebastian, I'll get to that. Maybe. I don't know. So let's talk about Star Ocean 5. Star Ocean 5 got a demo. It came out. I believe, I don't know if everybody on the panel played it, but I know Bob played it.
Yeah, I haven't played the demo yet.
Bob, what'd you think of the demo for Star Ocean 5?
Well, it surpassed my expectations, which
Really?
I admit were low. But I immediately loaded the game up and was into the characters, into the brief story we got. And then also, if you don't like JRPGs that take like 2 hours to get into it, you'll probably like the beginning of Star Ocean 6. Because you get like a short intro cutscene, not even 10 minutes, and then you're just in the world playing, which really surprised me. Yeah, story good so far. Characters likable. They also have great designs. Graphics are really good. Gameplay was the one thing I was really worried about, and I actually really like it. So some of you may know that I obviously prefer turn-based to real-time RPGs usually, but Star Ocean 6 is just really fun. Although I will admit there's a mechanic you get towards the end of the demo that kind of went a bit over my head. It's a little convoluted, but that didn't really bring down the experience. Like for the little drone you get, it's kind of weird. But loving the gameplay. Also, the skill tree system reminds me of Dragon Quest XI, funny enough. And seems to be a lot of customization options for your characters. Like you can go down a physical route, more magic-based route. And you can also level up apparently any skill. Like your third party member, he has a skill you can get off the bat that increases the amount of gold you get in general. And you can level that up to increase the amount of gold you get over and over again. So lots of customization options, fast, fluid gameplay, and so far it looks like it's going to be a good Star Ocean. As crazy as that sounds to say.
That does sound crazy to say. I ain't gonna lie.
It's crazy to say. Is this a day one for you, Bao? Like, are you buying this?
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh, also, I guess that's one thing someone just mentioned in the chat as well. If you're a person that's a stickler for lip syncing, it's not great here.
Oh, absolutely.
But if you don't care, then whatever.
When you say lip syncing, just sorry, but when you say lip syncing, like like this is dubbed or Japanese? Is it, like what's the?
It's dubbed, but they don't sync it up with the Japanese mouth flaps.
Okay, so even if you switch to Japanese, does it look fine?
I'm sure it's fine.
Okay, cool. I think that's probably the way I'd play then. If I do get this, that is.
So yeah, I was playing the demo for a little bit. I actually didn't even complete the demo. God, I'm just so behind. But from what I've played, I think my biggest gripe about this game, and I think it's for a lot of people, is the graphics. Graphics are very, very dated. This looks like I think we've all said it when it first was revealed to when it got more trailers to when it got more gameplay stuff showed up. This game looks dated. It looks like an early Xbox 360, PS3 game. It looks like, in terms of graphics, Star Ocean 4.5. I don't know what's going on with it, and then it becomes when the visual style is working against the game too. I felt like if you went more of a shell shaded route for this, it would look 10 times better. But I guess this is the engine that the developers, I guess it's Tri-Ace, that they have for this game, and they're gonna run with it. I don't know. When it comes to the character models, I really hate it. Like it just doesn't look like, it doesn't look like it fits it for the most part. It's like, also it's like you have really good artwork. The artwork looks amazing. Character design looks really good in the artwork, but then you translate that and you see it in game, and it's just like, am I playing two different games? I was like, where's this game with the amazing artwork? I want that game.
I actually will disagree with most of that, honestly, but it's obviously a person by person thing.
I know.
I personally love it.
I would say between the two of you, I think I'm leaning more to Shadow because I look at the 3D models and I don't like them. Like I cannot waifu that waifu. But that being said, the gameplay does look kind of interesting because it's kind of giving me a vibe of that game that the last demo I played, which was Valkyrie Elysium. Like I actually liked the Elysium's gameplay when I played the demo, and this is giving me some hard Elysium vibes. Like it looks like it's going to be a good action RPG if it turns out to be good, that is. But visually this looks like shit, which is the same thing I said about Elysium. Like I liked certain aspects of it, but I thought the graphics looked dated. So,
yeah, I also think the gameplay is just fine. There are like mechanics when it comes to the drone that you get that are kind of interesting way that you put it for battle. It's like it allows you to blindside the enemy by like strafing to the left or right if you can dodge their attack, and it will just home in on the enemy and hit them, like stun them, which seems pretty cool. But like when I go back and think about the blindside mechanic in Star Ocean 4, I felt like that was way more cooler and way more dramatic than it is here. When it comes to the like in-game graphics, I played this on PS5 and I went for frame rate mode. Of course, you guys know me. I went for frame rate mode, and I felt like frames were still dropping for a PS5 game. And I'm like, the PS5 should be more than capable of handling this. I feel like the developers just aren't good at optimizing this game. And then I squished it just for the hell of it to resolution mode, which of course will prioritize graphical fidelity, and the frame rate was just it was a joke. I'm sorry. Okay, you guys know that I'm a big stickler when it comes to frame rate and stuff like that in graphics, but like even from my like probably impossibly high standards, this was just like, what the hell is all this? So why are we dropping so much frames for this game that looks like it's an early PS3 Xbox 360 game? That doesn't make any sense to me. So
optimization.
Yeah, it really is. It's just like the developers just aren't good with optimizing this engine. And I think this game is definitely going to get hit hard for that.
You think Star Ocean is cursed or something? Like they just keep
I
having
feel like it
some
is.
kind of issues or something like that with their games?
Yeah, I feel like it is. I feel like Square Enix is probably just good with where it's at. Like, I can't imagine you wake up one morning and say, yeah, this game, Star Ocean, it looks great. It's gonna get nines and praise out the box when it releases. Like, you can't sit there and say that that's gonna happen for this game. And especially when it doesn't look like it's a budget game. Like, we see a whole bunch of budget JRPGs that release, like Monarch, Caligula Effect, and just so many others. And they don't look that great, but we can understand that because they are definitely like low budget. Yeah. But this game, for some reason, is still
Square.
Yeah, coming from Square, and it still looks like, again, an early Xbox 360 game. It's just like, no, I can't take that. I really can't take that. I'm sure I'm still gonna play the game, and I think I'll probably overlook it because I do think the combat is fun enough. Has a lot of things that make it very dynamic, but again, not as fun as I would say Star Ocean 4. But we'll see. I'll still early going.
When you say you're probably gonna play it, like you're buying this day one, or are you just gonna wait till the price gets cut a bit and then just pick it up then?
No, I'm gonna get a day one. I'm definitely gonna do a day one. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a day one pick for me. I'm not expecting much from it at all, but still gonna pick it up day one.
Okay, cool.
We got super chat.
A super chat real quick from Ace Breaker. If SO say Star Ocean 6 flops, then it's goodbye for Star Ocean overall.
I said the same thing about Star Ocean 5, and for some reason we got 6. So I don't know. I feel like Square Enix has I forgot what it's called, like a surplus, like every year or something like that, and they gotta spend the budget on something. So they just give it to lesser known titles, and it's like, okay, create this title and create this title. Maybe it'll hit, maybe it won't, but we gotta spend this money on something, and they just give that leftover money to leftover series that they know they don't care about, but will act like they care about just to get something out there. I don't know.
But here's the thing though, right? If these games are still selling well, like I don't know how Star Ocean numbers are, but you've said that this game looks dated. You said you've complained about the frame rates and all this sort of stuff, but then you just in the same breath you said, well, I'm getting a day one though. Like, if there's a lot of people, and which I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people who do stuff like that, like they'll say the game is trash and then they'll still buy a copy. Does it matter what you say at that point in time if it still sells? Because when Square Enix goes to their investors and they look at the numbers and it says, oh, well, Star Ocean sold like 50,000 or 100 million or whatever amount it sells, the investors are going to say, okay, well, this sold last time we made it, let's make another one, right? Rather than, oh, well, they got a Metacritic score of like 6 out of 10. Like, that's not going to matter to them as long as it sells enough to give their investors back their money on return. So I think to a certain extent, if we don't want a series like this to like, I guess, fail, or we want to see a better, like, don't buy it at the end of the day is probably the best way to do it, because just having something this isn't, for me at least, I don't believe having a series is better than it being shit. Like, if they started making shit Xenoblade games and the Xenoblade series continued, but they were just shit, then does it matter? I'd much rather it stops at 3 and all 3 games are good than to make Xenoblade 4 and Xenoblade 4 is shit, and then they just keep doing that over and over because they just keep selling anyway because people like the brand name, if you know what I mean.
But if the games are bad, then, if you stop making the games, then there's no chance of a good one ever coming.
Well, that's where spiritual successors come out, because like if a spiritual successor comes out for, like, that's the reason why, like, nowadays, like back in the day, you used to have, like, it was just the company who made the game who makes the game, and that's it. But now with people leaving studios and stuff, and they have the same skill set and the same vision and all that kind of stuff, they can just make a spiritual successor, which is the game that you like, but not with the same name essentially, but similar world, similar story, similar characters, that kind of stuff, and you still get that experience.
Well, I think at the end of the day, you still want the originals game series. Like, I think we discussed this last time. Like, Penny Blood is good. Like, I love to see a Shadow Hearts series successor, but I'd rather see just another Shadow Hearts game. I guess.
But would you rather see a bad Shadow Hearts game over the spiritual successor, which is actually looking like it's gonna be good?
Well, that's true. Like, it could look like it's gonna be good, but we don't know at the end of the day.
We don't know. But let's just say the spiritual successor is good. Would you rather a good spiritual successor or a bad version of the game?
I probably would take the spiritual successor, but I would still be in the back of my mind saying I still want a Shadow Hearts, official Shadow Hearts game.
Okay, I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you on that one. I wouldn't. For me, if I like a series enough, I'm like, look, make it good or don't make it at all. As far as I'm concerned, if you're gonna make trash,
I
it's like
definitely see
Golden
where you're
Sun,
coming.
right?
Yeah, I see where you're coming from on that one. Because
Yeah, exactly.
I said the same thing when Star Ocean 5 came out. I was like, I could have waited another 10 years for another Star Ocean game if it was going to be this terrible like
Exactly.
that. I definitely see where you're coming from on that one.
Right, like if Nintendo never make a Golden Sun game again, I'll be fine if just as long as they don't put out hot trash. Like I want them to make a new Golden Sun game, but not at the cost of it being good. Like if it's not good enough, if it doesn't measure up to, and I'm not even counting the third game, I'm just counting the first and the second. If it doesn't measure up to the first and the second game, I don't want it. Like make me a good Golden Sun with just as much adventure, just as much stuff as the first one, but with better graphics, and the second one, and I'll be good with that. But if not,
But you won't ever get that
Okay.
chance though. They stop making them. It's like
No,
you're saying.
they could stop and then come back later, or someone else will pick it up. Someone else will realize you know what, like take Mega Man Battle Network, right? They shelved that for a while, and then I don't know who it was, some indie developer made a game that played just like it, and people were like, oh great, this is awesome. And then the publishers saw, oh wait a minute, people are interested in this, and then what's coming out now? Net Battle is coming back, and it's like, holy shit, amazing. So
Yeah, also gotta remember these are very, very far in between. Like for all the games that are coming back, there's at least 100 times more that are probably never going to come back.
yeah, which is fine. I mean, how much life do we have in us? Like on average, human beings live about what, 75 years on average, and depending on where you live and other factors. I mean, man, I got time to play other games. My backlog is big. How many of you guys still have how many of us have a backlog at this point in time? I damn well know Shadow has one. All right, so
I don't know if I even count it as a backlog. Just games that I'm going to eventually 100% get to. Like I don't even count Xenoblade as part of my backlog. It's not a backlog game. I'm gonna get to it and I'm gonna play it. But
how many games do you own, Shadow, that you've not played yet?
If I have no intention of playing them, like if I was just gonna try them out, then that's not gonna be part of my backlog.
Okay, cool.
Like there's a game called, I think I got on Steam. It was like Dust Driver or something like that.
Please tell me you're gonna play.
I got no intention of playing that game. That's not on a backlog. Like honestly,
quality, man. Check that shit out. Waifus and shit. Come on,
maybe.
Shadow.
I don't know. I got no
But
intention.
but how's the NQ?
Did we get a super chat?
Anyway, we did. It was from Sebastian, and honestly, I feel like we don't need to read this one. But he said Sonic can survive 20 pretty okay games. So Star Ocean can survive one.
Proper. The man paid his 2 pence or whatever. What is that currency? pen. He paid his 2 pen. Read the thing properly.
Yeah, and he's about to get my PENIS anyway.
Wow. Wow. Okay. He makes a good point. Sonic has 20 bad games. I ain't gonna lie. Frontiers look like it might be the one. It looked like it might be the one, but hey,
it really do.
Yeah, that's conversation for another time.
Frontier, Shadow, didn't you bet against it?
I did, but like as I see more gameplay, I'm more inclined to believe that it could breach like a 78 on Metacritic at the very least.
To be fair, we haven't locked anything in yet.
Oh, so you could cancel the bet is what you're saying. You're thinking like I could cancel this bet before this.
Well, because we talked about this like first week of September, and I'm like, there's still 2 months to release. Either this could sway very heavily in either favor side, so we should probably wait till like, let's say like 2 weeks to like confirm the details. Because literally, they could show something tomorrow that just either makes everybody's like super slam dunk gonna get a 90, or like, oh, this is gonna be the worst game ever made. So
yeah,
it's possible. I mean, all I've been hearing from that game from pretty much everyone who's played it is that it's amazing, it's great, and all that kind of stuff. But then, press can be quite finicky sometimes. Sometimes everyone's saying it's great after they play the demo, and then they get the full game, and then it's like
the fan
Sonic.
Reception from EGX has been really good.
Yeah, but then that's remember, this is a vertical slice. The demo they've all played is a vertical slice of the game. That's not the whole game. So imagine you get the full game and then it's typical Sonic 05. Everything is broken.
05?
06.
No,
06.
No. We're moving on. We got another super chat from Sebastian saying, "I appreciate your peen, Blake, but I'm not on it." Wait.
Wow.
I'm not on a diet.
Oh.
The hell does that mean?
Hey man.
Anyway,
what's your opinion?
Anyway,
That's what you
back
offer up.
on Star Ocean, as you kind of got off topic there with series dying and Mega Man Battle Network, and anyway, so Shadow, back to you.
Yeah. So, what are our like? I guess this will be the last podcast before Star Ocean 5 releases. I mean, 6 releases. What do we think the Metacritic score is gonna finally land on for this game after playing the
75.
demo? Ooh,
No more
75.
than 70, as far as I'm concerned. No more than 70.
No
High
more than
70.
70?
In the
It's
60s?
going to be under 70, and I guarantee you, within at least 2 or 3 months, it's going to be on sale. Guaranteed.
Oh, absolutely. I give it a couple of weeks out, honestly.
Less than half price, no less. It's probably going to be like 15 quid or something like that. Like it's gonna be
Yeah,
cheap.
that's why it's coming out probably around this time because the holiday season is right around the corner. Then, like Black Friday is gonna be like probably like $30. I wouldn't be surprised.
pretty much. I'm gonna find some guy on Facebook selling his copy for like 10 quid. I'll pick it up then.
Yeah, for the most part, the chat is saying in pretty much low 70s, 69, nice, 75,
I say
79,
high 70.
high 70.
No way it's getting above an 80, I think.
I was like, did you guys see how Metacritic ripped apart Valkyrie Elysium?
We gotta talk about that. We definitely gotta talk about
Ooh,
that.
I haven't seen that yet, but I'm hurt if that happened because I haven't played the full game. But you know,
Ooh, we about to get Q's live reaction. But I'd say for just looking at the gameplay from this game and not knowing anything, I'm gonna guess 72.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with 74. Honestly, the combat is gonna have to be. Well, I think the biggest gripe about it is definitely gonna be graphics and its performance, and it's gonna be reviewed mostly on consoles. So
and the performance is gonna get a hit though. Like that's what people are like. A lot of reviewers will hit it for that performance.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Especially like some reviewers will probably not get through the full game if the performance is shit. Like they'll stop halfway through and be like, "Yeah, this is shit. Like the performance is crap." And they won't even if the story is good, they probably won't even know that because well, we never got through the game. You know that kind of stuff. So
yeah, I almost feel bad for Star Ocean, but like it's like at the same time I'm rooting for them to always be good because I always want a good sci-fi RPG. But hey, it is what it is.
it is what it is indeed. Yeah, there's always Subverse if you want a good sci-fi RPG.
Oh my god, this man. All right. Let's go on to another game that got announced. It seems to have gotten some traction, it seems, for being a new Monster Hunter game or a Monster Hunter competitor. I don't know how we feel about this game. It's called Wild Hearts. So yeah, this game seems to look like a Monster Hunter competitor here. I don't know why we're gonna sit here and act like other Monster Hunter like games don't exist, but hey, it is what it is. What are we thinking? We think this game is going to be good, or is just like initial trailer hype?
EA is
It's-
involved. Don't trust it.
That's exactly it. Exactly what I was about to say. The same thing about it's an EA game. Like the first thing I saw is EA's name on it. I was like, nope.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So-
I genuinely have like no idea where this game's going. Like when I see, and I've been joking about this ever since I saw this article, but originally before this had a name and a trailer and everything, there was a report saying that Koei Tecmo was working with EA, and then I was like, bro, FIFA Warriors, let's fucking go. And then I remembered that the EA lost the rights to FIFA, so it is what it is. I just wanted to run around as Cristiano Ronaldo and start kicking people with soccer balls, but it is what it is. I mean,
it was football, but go on. Not soccer.
yeah. Anyway, so I mean, it looks interesting. I don't know. For me, it's one of those things where I never enjoy Monster Hunter clones as much as Monster Hunter. It just makes me want to go play Monster Hunter. Yeah. I don't know. And like Bao said, EA's involved. So
So what do you guys think EA is gonna do this game? Like microtransactions out there?
it's gonna have a battle pass. Let's go.
Hell yeah, exactly. It's
Oh,
just like literally they're gonna rip as much content that they can rip, try to make you buy that in pieces, right? And then they're not like at the end of the day, if it flops, then at least they're gonna make back their money on those microtransactions. Because the first look at what happened with Anthem. All the people got hyped. Oh my god, it's like Iron Man. And then BioWare's making it. BioWare makes great JRPGs. And then what happened? It's bullshit, right? And all the people who bought their Anthem, sucks to be them, right? Sucks to be you peoples that bought Anthem. I have no sense of compassion for that. And there's something else I have no compassion for. right? Which is going to come up in the podcast. I'm going to mention it. I'm going to express
Not
that.
to cut Q off, but we got a super chat from Ace real quick, just saying EA was like, we have Monster Hunter at home, literally. I mean, I'm looking at it too as well. Like, and I don't want to offend anybody by saying this, but it kind of gives me like some Tsushima vibes, but probably not going to be as good.
Not probably. Just say the truth. It's not going to be as good.
Hey, listen. I want to give it the benefit of the doubt, just because EA, I think, was also involved in It Takes Two, and that game's amazing.
They weren't involved in that. EA was just paying the money, man. They would just, it's like, no.
And in this case, they're paying Omega Force and Koei Tecmo to make this game, who are good developers. So
and
it could be another situation.
Like the developer of It Takes Two, like he straight up told them like he's not putting no microtransactions. The game is just going to be what he wants, right? You think this is Koei Tecmo as well. How many Koei Tecmo games do you think we have like all these well, not microtransactions, but like DLC and like, come on, man. Like you're putting Koei with EA, right? Both like to make that money. Like, come on, man. They are definitely gonna. This game is gonna be.
I
heavy
am just going in with an open mind. That is all.
You can't do that. So why is it that like I feel like this game is getting more attention drawn towards it than other Monster Hunter or Hunter style games? Like, for example, God Eater. Like, what does this game have that God Eater doesn't?
It's graphically more realistic looking, and most the average gamer would like the visuals of this more than a God Eater, because God Eater is like anime. And, there's always those gamers who are there who are like, well, it's anime, it's not real looking, like, I don't want that.
So also has that EA marketing.
So wait a minute, you're saying anime is a detriment to it? Like, why do games like Persona?
Is a detriment to
why does Persona sell?
The mainstream? Sorry?
Why does Persona sell? Why is Persona so like mainstream at this point?
Well, but is Persona mainstream really? Is it?
Yeah.
With 5,
it just so happened that more of us just happen to be, top tier. Like we had kids or something. More JRPG players had kids, and that's what happened. So that's basically it. We multiplied. And we were prosperous. I don't think Persona. I think a lot of people bought Persona because it did good numbers and all that kind of stuff, in the sense like reviews and all that. But I don't think most of those people who bought Persona played Persona. I think there were those of us who were proper JRPG peoples, and then there's the rest of them who just picked up a copy just to have it and say they have it.
But we're basically saying that because God Eater is anime styled, it can never get the same attention as Monster Hunter just because it's an anime form.
I think so, because again, a lot of even though all jokes aside, even though a game like Persona does well, they're an outlier kind of game. That doesn't happen all the time. Majority
What
of the
about
games
Genshin Impact?
No, I'm not. And that's why I'm saying outlier game. Like Genshin Impact does well because of specific. It's free to play. It's hitting a specific market, a specific niche, and people who like that, they get into it. And it is a special market for that, and not just that, but it's an outlier. That doesn't happen for every game that looks like that. Whereas you usually have a game that's super ultra realistic looking. The visuals look like Unreal Engine 20 or whatever you want to call it. People are looking at them like, oh my god, I can see the paws on that hamster, right? Those sort of games tend to sell more. I remember growing up as a kid and people telling me they hated Legend of Zelda Wind Waker because it looked like a child game, You need to play real games like Metal Gear Solid. And I'm like, what the fuck? Right? People like that still exist. Okay. A lot of people still exist like that, and they'll buy this,
So you're saying if God Eater went for the more realistic style, they get more attention?
Probably. It's
if they also had EA marketing.
Also, that is a fact as well. EA does market the shit out of their stuff. They got money.
I think we got a certain someone that entered the podcast. Is he here?
You need him home.
There he is.
Riku's on one, the only one. Hello, everyone. How are you doing this fine Sunday?
Oh my goodness.
Doing pretty good. What have you been playing, Riku's on one? Oh, thank you, Riku's on one. I have been playing some Sonic the Hedgehog, getting ready for Sonic Frontiers.
Yes,
I'm out here, I've also been playing some Resident Evil 2 Remake. That game is pretty fucking good. Pretty fucking good.
Okay.
Making up for the Resident Evil 1. I wasn't a big fan of the Resident Evil 1 remake, but
As you
this
should
Resident Evil 2 remake is hitting. It's hitting right. Okay. So yeah, Sonic and Resident Evil. What we talking about right now? The Wild Hearts.
Wild Hearts, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Got any thoughts on this one?
So as far as I know, this is being made by the same team that did Tokiden, that was Omega Force's Monster Hunter clone. That it really, in regards to like reception, you didn't hear bad things about it, but you didn't hear amazing things about it. I know if you look up like the Metacritic score one, it's actually in the green, so it's one of the better Monster Hunter clones. I platinumed it. I didn't think it was all that.
It was also
but
on
the
Vita,
second-
so that's another reason you didn't hear about it.
That's
Yeah,
true.
Vita did.
Well,
have
well,
some-
no. I mean, it also did come to PS4. Let's not do that now. Yeah, the PS4 port as well. But this, I know the second game had this like, basically, you know how Monster Hunter Rise has their grappling hook mechanic inside it. Tokiden 2 had something like that, and apparently that made the game like way better. I'm wondering if the stuff that the Tokiden team learned from there is going to be in Wild Hearts. We shall see. Before I hopped in, I did hear Q talking about the fact that this is a combination of two companies that probably gonna gorge you out of some money. I can agree with that. I can most definitely see them doing that, and that being the possibility for the downfall of this game. But it does. I think the aesthetic, it looks fun, but I don't know, man. I'm very wary of this game.
Ah, man. Quick question for you guys: is it fair to say that hunting style games are repetitive?
They are, yeah, definitely.
Is it bad? Is it a negative towards them?
I think it depends on like the type of gamer you are, because I think the whole thing about hunting games, and I'm saying this as someone who doesn't really play them, but I think the whole appeal of it is playing with a party. So it is repetitive, the gameplay is, but when you're playing with a party of people, that repetitiveness can have variety to it, because different people have different things that they're gonna do. They have different builds, and the way in which you'd approach a battle with a boss or a monster or whatever have you can be different based on the people you're partied with, and it's less about the game more so than the people you're playing with than anything else. At least that's
I will disagree with that.
I thought it was
Because-
backwards.
Okay.
I thought it was
You
backwards.
can Hunter game by yourself.
Mainly
Lord?
because a ton of people do play Monster Hunter by themselves. They don't play with other people. So for them, that's not really a factor.
Is that the majority, or is that just like a subset, like homeless
Hey,
people?
I would say it used to be the majority, actually, but with the more popularity of the series, they're probably dipped to the minority.
Yeah,
But the more realistic reason is that people just like the game flow, which is where I fall in. Like with Monster Hunter, I love destroying a monster, getting its rare parts, and crafting its armor, its weapons, and then moving on and then repeating over and over.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like the same things over and over. And like I have a hard time saying, is that a bad thing against it? I guess how interesting it is, and I guess the monsters that you are fighting are gonna play a big role there.
This is also true.
You got some super chats?
A super chat real quick from Sebastian. Sebastian, bro, this man out here with these super chats. I'm just trying to play Railroad. He said, Blake.
Is he coming in
Sonic-
low or is it me?
What, me?
That's
Yeah,
fine to me.
Sounds fine to me.
I mean, you
Alrighty,
probably
keep
turned me
going.
down because I was preaching the truth, but Sonic will flop, have an open mind. Your dick's going to flop in a second. On the topic of repetitive, Muso games, right? On topic of repetitive, your super chats. All right? Anyway.
That's a good point that Sebastian brought up. Like Muso games are definitely repetitive with how it
They are.
with how like you gotta just mow down a whole bunch of mobs and enemies. But I don't hold that against Muso games. I don't play them personally because of that. But I don't think that's something you could hold against it because that's just the nature of the games.
I do.
Also, I think for me, I find Musa games
Don't
tend
ask
to
you that
do. Sorry, what?
You know, Blake brought up a good point before when he said people crap on Muso games for this, but they never talk about beat 'em ups, which are the exact same thing.
Yes,
Crazy.
Streets of Rage, Shredder's Revenge, all the Ninja Turtle games.
Beat 'em
Yeah,
ups
man.
are like 2 hours and you're
Yeah,
done.
they're short experiences though.
And
They
Muso,
are
you
short
play for like 50 hours.
So if they
and bored out
released
your
a beat
mind.
'em up with actual like little serious amounts of content, people would be upset.
They'd probably be too. It would probably overstay its welcome, and I think that's what makes beat 'em up so good. Is that there's short experiences that you get in, you get out, and you enjoy it for that. You know, it's not there for too long, essentially. So, yeah.
Okay. Any last thoughts on Wild Hearts here?
I hope it's good, but not gonna hold my breath because of
Are you
EA.
buying it, Bao?
Probably not
You
realistically.
keep saying hope, so I'm like, are you spending your money on this?
With this, no, just because I have my Monster Hunter and I don't need this.
Yeah, I feel like people like they're gonna say, "Oh, I got Monster Hunter for my hunting style game. I don't need this," unless it becomes ridiculously popular. That's
Like you gotta give me something different. Like
and there's nothing you see from this that you think Monster Hunter doesn't do better or enough
correct.
of.
Like God Eater, I love God Eater because it gives me something different than Monster Hunter. Two completely different experiences. This so far doesn't really interest me.
Okay. It's gonna flop. Bao's not picking it up, it's gonna flop. Go on.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
All right. So that's Wild Hearts. Let's talk about Valkyrie Elysium for a little bit. The game has released,
Game of
and
the year 2022.
I mean, according to Metacritic, I don't think so, good buddy. What is
All
it
the
sitting
reviews
at
are
on
wrong.
Metacritic right now? Let me look that up real quick. But I
you know
gotta
what?
say, I don't think anybody's
Before the-
surprised at the very
Before the
least.
slander, right? Before the slander, let's just be clear, right? When we go to Metacritic and we see a score, right? Just keep in mind we all have different reviewers that we trust. Now, I trust Noisy Pixels, who's given an 80. I've always been watching their reviews, and I trust their reviews. I trust. Well, I don't know the other reviewers here. I don't know their channel. Or everyone else who's given it a poor review. I don't trust these guys. Destructoid, don't trust them. RPG site, don't trust those guys.
You don't trust RPG site?
No.
Riku sure don't.
I sure as fuck don't.
Oh,
Not after
all
Cold Steel
right. So
4.
we're probably gonna get
friends.
off topic here, but like, what's the problem with RPG site? I thought they were just fine.
No.
In my
I
opinion,
don't
they
rate
are.
them. When I check for RPG reviews, I check among the community. Among us. That's why I go for my quality reviews of JRPGs. I ain't going to RPG site.
But
here on
what's wrong?
YouTube,
What's wrong with the RPG site though?
They don't agree with us. We are usually right, and they are wrong. That's how
I usually agree with RPG site. HD Kieran, Matt.
and that's why I said us excluded.
HD
Bao,
Kiden
right?
is. I think everyone over there is fine except for one person. They need to get the fuck out of there.
You know who it is.
God damn.
Like HD Kiden, he's good. Like they got some good heads on their shoulder over there. And the one person I'm talking about, I've heard on the download, they don't like him either.
Lord.
Ooh. So why is he still there? They don't like him.
He has a foothold inside there. So
Ooh.
Interesting. So someone in the chat said something very interesting. Elysium isn't bad, just really mediocre. Isn't that technically the same thing?
No. I think
I'll agree.
I
That's different.
think because if you look at the scores, right, there are some sites, like for example, Destructor would give it a 45. How do you give a game like this a 45, right? And like this same Destructor would give something else, like a 90 or 100, right? As far as I'm concerned, the people who give these low ratings, like IGN France and stuff, giving it a 50 and stuff, they're giving these games to be reviewed by people who aren't JRPG players. They're just a bloke who plays games and hey, play this game, right?
So wait a minute,
Secondly,
time out. I'm sure the people who review Persona 5 aren't really RPG players, but they can recognize
that's
greatness when they see it.
That is debatable. Because here's the thing, right? At least with certain reviewers, certain review sites, I know for a full fact, right? I'm not saying this, I'm not gonna call any names or anything. I know some review sites and some reviewers who be getting games to review and they have no interest in the source material, or they don't like it and they don't give it a good shake because of that. I'm not saying this is exactly what happened with Valkyrie Elysium, but I played Valkyrie Elysium's demo. I enjoyed the demo. I thought it was a fun gameplay mix, and I look forward to jumping back into it, right? And all I was thinking about in this game is that I think if it's not too long, it's gonna be a good fun time. I'm gonna enjoy myself. I'm gonna have a good game. It's gonna be fun. And I think it's like, from what I experienced, unless of course something is completely broken in the full game or something like that, there's no reason it should have that lower score. There's no reason. Even if you want to dock it points for the visuals, which I myself would have docked it points for the visuals, I wouldn't dock it. I wouldn't put the score that low. Like 45,
What if you compare
50?
it to past games? Because this is a downgrade.
This your idea is the problem, right? you don't, as a reviewer, you should not be comparing.
Wait,
I don't agree with.
Wait, you just said that like you gotta be fans of like RPGs to review. So wouldn't it be ideal?
You gotta be fan. Like, okay, let's put it this way, right? I'm not a fan of MMOs, right? I don't like MMOs. Don't like them for like the life of me. If you give me an MMO to review, I'm gonna say, oh well, it's so repetitive, you know, and you have to play with other people and it's grindy, you know. Now, people who play MMOs will tell you these are the things you like about MMOs. Yeah, there's a lot of quests and stuff like that, and you can repeat them and you can grind and stuff. The grind is amazing, right? And the same with a Muso game, I might be like, oh, well, it's too repetitive. I have to fight these same enemies all the time, or a fighting game, or whatever type of genre that I'm not particularly interested in, right? I'm not the guy to review that game. You know, I'm not saying like if I've reviewed games that I don't happen to be in that particular genre of game. Like, but what I do if I'm reviewing a game that I'm not interested in the genre, I educate myself on the genre. I go and I check out what other people who like this game think about it, you know? And then from there, I'll give my personal opinion, and then I'll say, but the game ain't broken, and the people who like this are gonna like this. Yeah, if you happen to be like me and you don't like these things, then maybe you won't like it.
Okay,
you
but
know?
like, yeah, but Bao just said like compared to other Valkyrie games, it's not that good. So
did Bao play the game? No, right? Bao didn't review it. Bao can't say shit. Bao didn't review the game, right?
Oh.
I saw a review of it, and in the review, it was a review from someone that I trusted, who's a JRPG person.
Not to shut Q the fuck up, but we got a super chat real quick. From Night Fury saying, gentlemen, why are the Valkyries in Naruto running? Are the Valkyries the ninjas of Asgard? I don't know. I didn't know there was a village hidden in the Asgard realm. Well, and we've got 2 more super chats. People like it when I tell you to shut the fuck up. All right. Q defending Elysium is like Riku defending Falcom. Huh?
No, I'm not even a Valkyrie. I'm not even a Valkyrie fan. I'm someone who played the game. Read the last super chat. Let me get on with my rant.
Wait, what you trying to say? I don't play the games?
Ace even said, Q, what are you talking about? Super chat from Ace. Q, what are you talking about? All right.
I'm gonna say this, Q. I'm gonna say this, Q.
You need to watch your fucking mouth, Q.
You defended this game a lot more than you defend Ryza. That's all I'm gonna say.
Crazy.
And not to mention, you haven't brought the game yet. You haven't even brought the game yet.
Demo, Q, the demo.
I played the demo. I enjoyed the demo. I played the demo and I enjoyed the demo, and I said to myself, I'll pick this game up at some point, and I'm gonna play through the whole game. I'm gonna enjoy this, right? This seems like fun. Right. The point I'm trying to make is I watched a review from some reviews that I like that review JRPGs, and from what I heard, it's the story, right? Despite the fact that gameplay is not like regular Valkyria Chronicles games, the story is still pretty decent, and it's still
profile.
I'm about to say, I was like, what?
The profile?
He really doesn't know what he's talking about.
Chronicles?
Oh,
what are you talking about? Whose guy is this?
What? I'm not a Valkyria fan. I haven't played.
Why are you talking?
Apparently.
All I'm saying is I've watched reviews from people who have played those, and just to get an input of what the game is going to be like now that it's out, right? And
whose
they
man is
reviewed it,
this?
said good things. Sorry?
Whose man is this?
This is like when Q.
You said Valkyria Chronicles,
We're going
my
nowhere.
guy.
Should we move on?
You made
should
an
probably just move on.
amateur mistake.
topic.
Q is
That's like
gonna
people
talk
that
about this game
that's
for
like people
fucking
that
3
say
hours.
Trials of Cold Steel. Or people who say wise.
Okay.
I will. Yeah, you know what? In defense of this, I won't do it on the podcast now because I have to search for it. But what I will do is in the HPMP Discord, I will share the review that I'm talking about. I'm referring to in response to Dragon Spider. I will share the review.
Okay.
So,
all right. So that's Valkyrie Elysium. Q loves it, even though he hasn't
Super
played
chat.
it. He hasn't brought it or played it. Okay. He's played the demo.
Hold on, we got a super chat. Sebastian may be onto something here. He said Q likes this game. Maybe finish it by next year.
Oh man.
Y'all know prices in the UK have gone up. Man's got bills to pay and shit like that. You know.
And talking about video games doesn't buy you video games, but Q might think it does.
Oh
I
man.
can only
Yeah.
afford one video game at this point in time.
I'm not gonna sit here and lie. Q, I better see this game completed by at least the end of the year.
I'll you know, if someone wants to donate a copy,
Oh boy, here we go.
I will.
Someone wants to donate a copy. All right, Zoe, brother, calm down.
Right, my electric bill is about twice what it used to be. Right, so
man.
unfortunately, can't do it.
Okay. All right. We'll see. Let's go on to the next topic here. Riku, you want to address this Cold Steel anime that's coming out? Like, what's going on here?
Wait, what is there to be addressed about it?
I think it just means to talk about it, like talk about the new trailer.
I mean, okay, so in my opinion, I think the new trailer, it looks promising. We know that it takes place in the side of Cold Steel that we didn't really get to see, that you always hear about in regards to like the beginning of Cold Steel 3. So if you do you guys think someone that hasn't played Trails can hop into and watch this anime? Because I had some talks with my friends, and some of them were saying yes, some of them were saying no.
Given the time frame, probably not, but they can easily make it so you don't need all the details.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they're gonna explain everything.
This is taking
to
place
you.
in the North Ambria location, right?
Yeah.
So it's like,
yeah,
until you reach, I'm assuming, by the, because they showed it in the trailer. You see Valimar in the trailer, then we know how this that.
Oh, Valimar tells you? I didn't even see that.
Yeah, at the end of the trailer.
Yeah, at the end of the
yeah.
trailer.
Remember around this time, Reen was like working for.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Reem was scum.
Yeah, so
everyone hates him.
I'm assuming, the end of this anime, Valimar is gonna come in and do some work, and then that's just gonna be the end of the anime. So I'm expecting it to be, not necessarily like a bittersweet ending, but like, kind of on the depressing side. As far as the, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, as far as the art style and animation, I see some people saying they're not a fan of it. I think it looks fine. And what I'm comparing it to is basically everything art style and animation standpoint that I've seen under Falcom's belt. And in my opinion, the best things that we've seen that Falcom has under their belt from an art style and animation standpoint is the Ease 8 opening and the Tokyo Xanadu opening. I think those two are the best things that they have. And I would put this like right a tier below them. So I would put it above what you see in Cold Steel 3 and Cold Steel 4's opening, because I think the art style on that is not hitting. The animation is fine, the music is good, but the art style, and you've seen the Cold Steel 4 and 3.
Yeah.
Green's face just doesn't look.
1 and 2 is better for me.
Yeah, like the
here's the thing. I don't even want to consider 1 and 2 anime openings. They're more like still shots that slightly move.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Those are fine. I honestly low key. No, I actually like that. I actually like those. I actually think they should have probably stayed consistent with that instead of giving us what we have in 3 and 4. But it doesn't look like we're having any more anime style openings for Trails anyway, because East 9 didn't get one. Hajimari's is in game, and so is Kuro and Kuro 2's. So I think when you look at all of that stuff, and then obviously you have the Trails in the Sky OVA, that looked okay from an animation standpoint. Art style was still a little iffy on that as well. So when you look at all of the stuff that they've done, this, I would say this is on the better side of things. And I don't think people are looking at it that way. People are looking at it like in comparison to like what you see a production IG Ufotable Persona 5 opening.
Oh no,
Tales of Arise opening.
You can't
I'm like,
compare
bro,
it to them. Come on.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, do you know how much Atlas and freaking Square and those guys be paying for those type of openings? Like, that's Ufotable money. Like, come on now.
You can't compare that. That's ridiculous.
It's crazy.
It looks okay. I'll say that.
We got a super chat real quick from Ace. Says, feel like this would be more impactful if it released after Cold Steel 2 and before Cold Steel 3, and now when the Cold Steel arcs already ended for years. Hey, more Trails anime. Yeah, because
definitely made more
Japan
sense.
at this point, they're long gone from Reen, unless Reen's in Kuro. But I mean, Reen's not going to be the main character, so.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you think that the anime is valid now because of the fact that like obviously, is it like you're gonna have to like be in the Cold Steel like interested in the games essentially to watch the anime? So do you think like the anime is gonna do well despite the fact of whether or not if you you've played the games, maybe that's where you come in, but for like just the random anime watcher, are they gonna just pick this up and enjoy it, or is it just for the fans and the fans only? And
well, these are original
either way.
characters, so you don't need to have attachment to them because they're new.
Yeah, the show, as far as they've shown in that trailer, they're all new / original characters. So I'm assuming a decent amount of them are probably gonna die in this anime. So we're probably not
no
gonna see
nobody dies in Cold Steel games. Oh wait,
don't get Riku started.
Yeah, don't get me started. We already had this conversation, Shadow.
Yeah,
But
true.
I'm just saying, as far as what we know, what happens in Northumbria, like people should be dropping. But,
Okay.
Everyone's wondering, oh, are we going to see some of these characters in the future games? Like, I wouldn't expect that either.
No.
Well, we shall see.
You might get a cameo of like a Curl character or something. But
Maybe.
All right. Speaking of anime, Nier Automata is getting an anime as well.
that looks
Do we think it's gonna be good, or are we just like it's gonna be whatever? And which ending are they gonna go with?
It's near. It's gonna be good, and also I think one of the things we should probably just mention as well is that the Switch version of Nier apparently runs pretty good. So
Pretty good for the Switch. Pretty good for the Switch.
Yeah. Apparently it runs pretty well, and it's been getting good reviews. So
It's 30 frame shadow, so take that.
Okay, never mind.
Is it locked 30?
It,
Wait, is it locked 30?
It
I-
seems
no,
to-
I-
from
I don't
the reviews I've seen about it, it like pretty much runs mostly stable, and it looks good. It looks like Nier, on a handheld. So
On the Switch.
I gotta see that. I gotta look into that. That seems a little bit too good to be true. A third party game running good on Switch? Oh no.
Switch has a few. They have a few that have been ported pretty well. So yeah, and it being Nier Automata, I'm happy that it is, because this game has had such good press for the longest while, and knowing that it was ported to the Switch and it's still doing well, I think, yeah. And with regards to the anime, I think it's going to be the same. I think it's just going to just keep going up and up. I know people who aren't JRPG fans who bought Nier Automata just because of waifus and shit. So yeah.
Yeah, the anime is also being done by A1. They did Fairy
really?
Tail. Yeah, so they got some pretty good.
Wait,
track
they
record.
did Fairy Tail what? Which season of Fairy Tail?
Most of it.
No, this is A1, the good part of Fairy Tale.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No. You can't just say the good part. Which part's that?
Good part.
No, like it was like after.
the early high animated parts.
Wait, like it's like a season that Fairy Tale that they changed the animation and it actually looked
the
pretty good.
Fairy Tale 2014, like when the Grand Magic Games rolled around.
Yeah,
So that's when studios changed.
Yeah.
So wait,
before that was A1.
okay, so that wasn't that great.
That's the good stuff.
No, sir. At
Wait, before?
No, after
I'm
the
talking
Grand
about-
Magical Games, that's when the Fairy Tale style start. And you're saying that A1 isn't that studio, or is that studio?
They are not.
Okay, so I'm not. Okay, fine.
They also did Blue Exorcist, right?
Yeah, they also did Sword Art Online.
They did Blue Exorcist? Ooh.
That's one thing you gotta give Sword Art Online is their art style and animation. This shit is
Yeah.
always fucking good.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
A1 knows what they're doing. I feel like only sometimes where they're a little iffy. Like I remember when I was watching Magi, this is weird. I was watching and reading Magi at the same damn time. Like literally as the part was happening on the screen, I was flipping the panels side by side.
Wow.
Yeah, I was
Wow.
because I was
What
insane.
reason for this?
Look, I wanted to make sure that it was 1-to-1, and they did a pretty good job. On
It was for
certain
his
things.
immersion.
Yeah.
You just said that you were insane,
Yes, I was insane.
as in past tense.
Damn.
I'm good now. I'm not doing no insane shit like that no more. My point being, the art style in the manga was really good, and I remember that A1 from an animation standpoint did a good job, but the art style they didn't really like do that justice. But the mangaka is really good, so
I do like Maggie. Maggie's pretty chill.
I will say this, and this might be an interesting segue. Do we think this anime will see another resurgence like a certain other game has recently gotten because
course
of
it
an
will.
anime?
Of course it will. You see, there's one reason why, right? Well, actually, two reasons: left cheek and right cheek. That's
Oh
the
my
reason
God.
why this will. I'm telling you.
This guy.
Right? This is the reason. I kid you not. I had people come up to me and tell me I like JRPGs now, right? After they saw like trailers for what do you call it for Nier Automata, they were like, "Damn!" Right? And their reasons, well, they're on the screen for you to see, essentially. But yeah, at the end of the day, I do think the anime is going to draw in people because I mean, look at how many people were drawn in by Cyberpunk, and I even have people I know who literally like they didn't buy it, but it was so close. They were like, "Oh, this looked so great. The anime was great." And actually, some of them didn't buy it because it didn't look like the anime. They're like, "Oh, it doesn't look anime," which was surprising to me.
So
yeah.
let's quickly segue into Cyberpunk here. So for the last couple of weeks, Cyberpunk has been on the rise. It has come back from the dead. Somebody used Monster Reborn, I'm guessing, to get Cyberpunk back. And Bao, why is it? Why has Cyberpunk all of a sudden received this resurgence? What's going on here?
Could really break this down nitty gritty, but there's two main reasons. One, continued updates to the game, making it better and better with every patch. And number two, the big reason, the Edge Runners anime, which is phenomenal. One of the best anime I've ever seen. You should go watch it. It's only 12 episodes. And if you've already played the game, there's Easter eggs out the wazoo for you to find in the show. And it'll enhance the experience. Even if you haven't, phenomenal anime. You can still enjoy.
So
Here's the thing today. It was one of the reasons that helped it as well, and it was on half price. Around the time when the anime came out, the game was selling for half price for quite a while. So that will have helped people who may have been on the fence to say, you know what, it's only like 25 quid. I'll spend that.
yeah, that's right. It was like $25 like the other day, and I should have got it then. And I didn't. I was like, I'm definitely not paying $60 now.
It's just amazing seeing the same people who years ago were like, "Oh, Cyberpunk is trash. Why are you all playing this game? Blah blah blah. Rip off." It's like, "Oh, this game is actually amazing." Like that was been telling you bastards for the last 3 years.
Listen, you ain't gonna sit here and convince me that the last 3 years of that game, well, especially when it came out, was stable at the very least.
On console, no.
Okay. All right. At least okay. Fair enough. But yeah, that Cyberpunk anime. Whew, that Cyberpunk anime was just that was perfect. It was a perfect anime in every way, stretch and form. Like I can't watch it again. Like literally, I can't watch it again on my TV because I have a crappy TV, surprisingly, and I need to get a new TV.
4K60 Shadow Eat has a crappy TV.
See, I got great monitors, but I don't have a good TV, and I need to watch this. I need to respect it and watch it on a ridiculously like 85-inch 4K display.
Shadow Elite CRT. It ain't so.
Black Friday's coming up, Shadow. You make it good. Make it right.
I might have to, but it's interesting to see that an anime could have this effect on a game. So
you know, some people were actually questioning if it is anime because Cyberpunk.
Oh God, no!
I've had people ask me that question: is this real anime?
It's fucking anime. Like I swear, who the fuck is saying that bullshit?
The studio who made it is an anime studio.
We got a super chat real quick, not to shut you the fuck up, but we got a super chat from Night Fury, just saying, "Behold the true power of anime." Also, isn't Genshin Impact getting an anime? Also, oh dear God, they're gonna charge you every episode to watch it.
It is. Also, to address this, I keep hearing like what Dracon said in the chat: GTA and Cyberpunk are the same thing. No, they're not. They just take place in cities. That's literally it. If you like the lessons and all that, the characters, the more quiet moments in the Edge Runners anime, the thing that makes Cyberpunk what it is, that is in the game. So yes, play the game.
Say it so. Okay, so here's the thing. I did tell you guys before we started that I do have a question for you guys with regards to Cyberpunk. All right.
Okay.
So I hope everyone's paying attention. And you guys in the chat, please let me know in the chat as well. Let us know what you think. But here's the question, right? The question is that now, for those who've seen the anime, there are two characters who I guess are significant to the plot, to the main character at least, and they are Rebecca and Lucy, right? Rebecca and Lucy are technically kind of like the I guess the love interests of the main character, I guess, throughout the story. And the question is, do you consider Rebecca a lolly character, and who would you waifu between the two of them? Like, if you were the main character, who would you choose?
This man is really trying to ask the real questions. Oh my God!
Well, first of all, I don't consider Rebecca a lolly because she's just kind of short. That's literally it, in my opinion.
I will say this: I'm kind of in agreement with Bao, but didn't the creators say that? I think CD Projekt Red wanted to get rid of Rebecca because she was a lolly, and Studio
was almost
Trigger
cut
was
from the
like,
show.
hell no,
Yeah.
like hell no, you
Yeah, she
either
was
get this
almost
or
cut.
nothing. Yeah, so I guess she technically is a lolly. So even they said it. Well, CD Projekt Red said it, and then Studio Trigger said no, the lolly must stay. So yeah, she's a lolly.
Did they use the word lolly, or did they just say the character just looks young?
No,
Oh, they literally said lolly.
yeah, they literally
Oh,
said the
bloody hell.
lolly must stay.
Jesus.
You know what? Do you know what the original? Do you know the original term for lolly is just girl that looks young. Doesn't mean the girl is.
Yeah,
I don't find Rebecca looks that young in a sense.
Yeah,
I think
she
Rebecca
doesn't
looks
look
short.
young. She just
looks
short.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. A lot of people look at short anime girls and think they're young, like Toa.
Yeah, that's literally like the stigma.
But Toa's
of it
not
for the
lolly,
most
though.
part.
She just peaked.
That's the thing, though. People would, going by the definition of lolly, she would be that.
It's all about looks. It's all about optics when it comes to this. When it
Toa
comes
got
to
them
this.
hips though. Never mind.
Here we go.
What was your second question, Q?
Oh, the second question was between the two characters. Who would, if you were the main character, who would you go for between the two of them, Lucio or Rebecca? If you were the main character, again, for those of you who've seen the story, it makes a lot of sense based on like some of the choices you'd make. But who would you go for based on the two characters? If you were David,
Lucy.
you
Easily.
go for David, for Lucy.
I
Bao?
guess Lucy.
You say
I mean,
guess, you know. I mean,
Neither of them are really ideal for me, like as a person, but
you want Doria. Yeah?
no.
She's a muscular one?
She's
Yeah.
the muscular one. Yeah, she's the muscular one.
Okay. Isn't Maine? Is
Anyone
she
else
spoken
watch
for?
this show?
I've only on episode 3, so I haven't even seen, or I'm finished episode 2, so I haven't seen Rebecca yet. But I've seen fan art of
You
her.
meet Rebecca in episode 2, isn't it?
No,
Don't worry. Don't worry. You got a treat for you, Devil. Take your time, but make sure
Yeah.
you just watch it. You got.
from what I've seen, I like Lucy. All right, she's my type of gal.
Yeah, Lucy's
She's like, seems like my kind of gal. So.
We got a super chat from Sebastian saying, Q really got everybody quiet. Just ask that.
all right.
That's Q.
That is definitely Q.
Yo, I'm just saying, I'm Team Rebecca, man. Rebecca is a waifu, man. She's short, she got some thick old thighs. Rebecca's quality. But here's the thing, for story plot, I want to say some more about Rebecca, but I can't say it on the podcast because some people may not have watched the show, and I don't want to spoil it for some of you guys, especially like my boy Pi here, who's just getting into it. But if you want to know more about what I think about Rebecca and why I waifu her, I do have a podcast called The Innocent Podcast. You can find it on YouTube. Go check it out. And I've gone into detail why Rebecca is top tier. Just putting that out there. All right.
Okay. I don't know. Rebecca just seems like a Harley Quinn, almost a Harley Quinn ripoff, but I still like her. It's kind of weird, but she's enough of her own character.
She's just tsundere to an extent. She's kind of soon.
Is she? I never got that
I
vibe
don't
from her.
think so.
Yeah, I never got that vibe from her.
What did she do to David when he first came to her house?
She pulled a gun on him.
Oh,
Exactly, right?
Oh
That's
my
a tsundere right there.
Oh,
You know,
My fault.
I don't know about all that.
Okay. All right. Okay. Cool. So, are we in agreement? If any game seems to get a worthy enough anime, it could be popular. Is that what we're seeing?
Facts. Preach with it.
also has to be a good game though. Can't just be a crap game.
So Cyberpunk. If Cyberpunk was still in the same state, do you think it would still get this resurgence?
I think it would still get the decision. I
On
think if it was in the
the
same
way it
state,
was in consoles, no.
Okay.
You telling me you don't think people bought that on the PlayStation 4 or something? Like some
Oh, they
homeless
definitely did.
PlayStation 4 player.
No, I'm
Like-
saying if it was in the same state as it was like in the beginning for consoles and the Edge Runners anime came out now, then no.
I've seen
Okay.
people buy trash games in poor states just because of hype. Like I'm telling you, it would have sold. It would have still sold. Like people have literally been willing to buy games that are not in a good state, knowing like they don't even watch the reviews. They don't know it's because think about it, like a lot of people didn't know it was bad. They didn't know it had problems essentially. So
I did see some
That's
stuff
what-
about that. Yeah. That's true.
People will literally buy things off a hype, so it would have still sold, especially because of how popular the anime is. You know,
Now,
how
to
many
be
people
fair-
bought The Witcher after the Witcher TV series dropped? There were people who just went out to buy The Witcher just because the TV series came out.
To be fair, though, Cyberpunk, all the reviews were on the PC version. That's why initial reviews of the game were good.
Yeah,
And it was a coerced PC review, I believe, because
Yes,
they couldn't even use their own footage, I believe.
you weren't allowed to use footage from the console version and stuff like that.
You couldn't use your own PC footage, I believe.
Oh yeah, they sent
That I
what you
don't
needed.
remember.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
that
definitely
was-
gave footage to use.
Yeah.
Specific footage. I remember that.
Yeah.
Which is kind of sketch because as a I've never known that to happen from a publisher, and especially it happening from CDPR, who had such good, such
They
a
just
good reputation.
they just
and
knew
stuff.
they knew
They
what
knew
they had.
themselves, yeah.
They knew what they had wasn't ready for release, so they had to give everybody their own footage.
Yeah.
I really do want to play the game now. I'm not gonna lie, but like was said earlier, it was on sale, and now it's $60. I can't justify that, right? like if the
I
game,
mean, there's
I will
also
say
Are you
this.
Shadow
trying to
there.
bet on PC Shadow? Because I might be able to hook you up with a discount on PC, and I don't mean the pirated one.
You know a guy,
Yeah, that's
Blake,
true.
a guy in an alley with a trench coat.
Let me check right now. Let me check my source right now.
He's
I
checking his
will
alley
say-
guy.
I will say if it was definitely shell shaded and if it was third person, I pick it up like that.
Exactly.
Easily.
I'm with you on that.
Like
I'm with you on
I
that.
really
That's-
do wish Cyberpunk 2077 was third person.
It can be.
Isn't there-
I can't
isn't
say
there a
why
mod
because of
for that?
spoilers, but it can't be. There's a mod for it, but it's very broken.
Yeah, it's very broken.
Ooh.
Like once they fix that and make it perfected, or do like they're doing with what's the game called? Village, Resident Evil Village. That's adding a third person mod. I mean, not mod, but update.
Are they adding it, or are they making the game the way it was supposed to be played intendedly? Let's be real here.
No, it was.
I know I'm definitely
You
gonna
got
play
like
Village
first
now.
person Resident Evil Blade.
I felt like 7 was a pretty game. Like it wasn't it was an okay first person game, but it wasn't really a great Resident Evil game. 8 perfected 7's flaws, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm getting used to the first person. Then as soon as they showed that third person, I was like, psych! Third person Resident Evil's back. Let's get it.
Yeah,
Mm.
Third
In a
person's
heartbeat.
always better. Yeah,
Mm.
I-
Also,
And the
Q,
new DLC, you can only play in third person.
Q and Shadow, I think more so than just being an anime adaptation, I think you would like it so much because like the Cyberpunk world is just so cool, and I know Bao probably agree with me. Like just the whole concept
Oh,
and
you
like
don't,
the
you
location.
don't need to sell me on it, pie. I already bought
Yeah.
my copy on sale. Like
Yeah,
I'm
I think like just not being an anime. I think you just want to be in that world and like do the
Yeah.
cool like stuff you see in the anime. So I think just and they do good world building. Same with Witcher. So
yeah.
There's gonna be an anime mod at some point too to make this the game cell shaded. I'm sure of it. So because the anime's out, so people are gonna do it.
Hey, next time somebody sees it on sale, let me know. I'll buy it then. Cause I should have really got it when it was 25.
You should
are
have
you
got
worried
it. You should have
about?
got it before
it's like
this.
$10 one
before
time.
this
Blake has a guy with a
anime,
trench coat.
No. Hold on. You should have watched it before the anime, because all the sales that were like $25, $15, they're all like $50 now. So you should have hopped on that before the
Yeah,
anime.
exactly. That's why I should have did. No, it
Price
was
of
like,
brick going up.
yeah. I think like a week ago, it was definitely still 25.
It
Like
was
when I
25, 'cause
when I
people
was in the
went up
middle
to
of watching,
25.
when I was in the middle of watching the
I mean,
anime, it was 25, and I was like, I
If you
should've
want
got
it,
then.
if you want to play it like on your PS5, like the PS5 version, you can find
No.
physical.
Who are you
physical
talking to? This is
PlayStation.
Shadow. What do you mean
No.
PS5? This man's is gonna be playing it on PC, 60 frames per
PC,
second,
sir,
4K.
sir.
I mean, the PS5 version is 4K 60. as far as I know.
Never.
No, it's gonna be censored somehow. It's PlayStation
Censored,
sensible.
cute. Yeah, I'm not gonna go off right now. No, it's fine.
If you really want the game for 25, I can get you a copy for 25.
We'll
Just give me
see.
a heads up.
We'll see.
I can still get you a copy for 25.
Any interest, Riku?
In what now?
Oh, man, he
wasn't
fe-
even listening.
He fell asleep. He's like, I got no respect for Cyberpunk.
Man, y'all know I don't give a fuck about no goddamn Cyberpunk, man. Get that
For
shit
a
out my-
man that likes world building, you sure
I'm
do
just
skip on a
kidding,
lot of
bro. I'm just
excellent world
kidding.
building.
Please. I'm
You like
just kidding.
Studio Trigger at least?
I do have a interest in the anime. I will give it a chance. I just haven't gotten around to it. Especially with
the
today.
anime, Riku?
No, I have not watched the anime. I will watch
Okay.
the anime. In regards to the game, I will watch the anime and
Oh man.
I can report back and see what's going on.
It's
I
a
heard
start,
good things.
Riku. We'll go from there.
I heard
Yeah,
good things.
you and Devil need to jump on that. You need to just watch it. This is not like, oh, everybody's saying it's so good, so I'm not
I
gonna
love it so
watch
far.
it. Like,
I mean, I would be watching it right now.
yeah.
The anime is class. It definitely is class.
And then that theme song, the theme song is so good. Oh my god. It's
Soundtrack by Akira Yamaoka from Silent Hill. So I caught that right away. Really good.
that song has been my anthem for the past like week. I think it's called "I Really Want to Go to Your House" or something like that. Oh my god, I love that song. I love that song so much. Anyway, I think that's all the topics I got.
No, you got one more. It starts with an S and a T. It's in there.
STD.
Just wake your way down. No, it's got an A in there as well, right after the S and the T.
Stadia. Oh, yeah, the Stadia. Sure.
Stadia.
R.I.P.
Say it with your chest, right?
So yeah, Google has finally put good old Stadia out to pasture.
In its place. Go on, continue.
And it seems that nobody is surprised by this.
No. Don't say nobody, right? Because when they announced the Stadia at first, some people try to convince me, a quality husbando of dreams, that this shit was the future and everyone's gonna be playing this now. And I was like, nope, this
Who
is
said
ridiculous.
this?
Are those same people doing
Name
NTD or
names.
NFTs?
No, none of those people on this podcast. None of those people on this podcast. Let me just preface this. None of those people on this podcast here right now. I'm saying some people try to convince me that Stadia was the future and this is how games are supposed to be played now. And they went out and they bought their Stadias and stuff, spent their money, crazy people. And as far as I'm concerned, it's good riddance to them. It's good to see that that's what happened, because as far as I'm concerned, right, as I know, and everyone here on this podcast should know this, sometimes your internet, no matter how fast your speed is, sometimes it does some crazy shit, right?
So
it just
I have
does.
two things to say. One, Shadow, this ain't a Switch you're playing Triangle Strategy on, my good sir.
Sir, what are you talking about? Sir, I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm looking at this like, this looks a little smooth. And I said, graphical glitch. Like, wait a minute.
I was going to say, this
Anyway.
is like when he was playing Live Alive, bro. That don't look like my Live Alive.
And the actual on topic thing, Stadia shutting down isn't surprising. What is surprising is that they're refunding everyone for everything. Games, the system, controllers, everything.
But here's the thing think about it like this, right? That's only from if you purchase from the Google store. If you bought that, which most people who probably bought their Stadias didn't buy the actual platform and the controls and stuff, they probably bought that from like a Walmart or Primark or wherever you buy games from, those places haven't said anything about if they're going to refund. Like, I haven't seen anything about, like, is GameStop refunding people? Is because most of the time when I saw
Stadia stuff,
I don't know. I'm just saying most of the places I saw Stadias were in shops. They weren't on like online. Like, I've seen these things on shelves.
But
I've actually never seen a Stadia in person.
I've never seen one in person either.
Okay, so two things. One, they're guaranteed to refund you the games that you spent money on the platform, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And my second thing is it Stadia or Stadia?
It's
Stadia.
It's Stadia.
Who the fuck? Where the hell have you ever heard a motherfucker call it Stadia?
Just now.
I'm
sick and tired of hold on. I'm sick and tired of you motherfuckers just making shit up. Y'all be saying live a live. Who the fuck says live a live?
It ain't that deep, Riku.
No.
It's fine.
It's live alive.
Live
It's
alive.
Stadia. God damn it.
So
Get it right.
Stadia.
Don't even. You know what, Riku? You shouldn't be surprised, right? Look at how Shadow typed the name of that in the chat for the show notes, right? It doesn't even have the full name written properly yet, right?
Oh,
You see that? You see what he wrote there?
Listen. Stadia doesn't deserve any respect, so it gets what it gets. We got some super chats.
All right, we got one from Sebastian, and honestly, Sebastian, you probably should have been here at the start of the stream because Shadow was talking about respect. I'm about to off you in a second, but he said Stadia's where it belongs, in the trash, and the rest of his super chat doesn't really fucking matter. But Night Fury out here with a super chat that does matter. He said balanced as all things should be.
And I will read the rest of Sebastian's super chat. Stadia is where it belongs, in the trash. Sonic, Cold Steel, and SRW will keep it company. God damn, bro.
Hey, watch that Cold Steel and Sonic slander, okay?
Oh,
And SRW.
Oh
I
my
guess that too.
Yeah, he's obviously just trying to piss everyone off.
Jesus
Not
I was
Christ.
gonna say, see,
not everyone, just specific people.
It's crazy because if
Everyone
Sebastian
does.
wouldn't say this in real life, bro, he get waffle stomped. It's crazy what people say on the internet.
Hey man, he super
Thank you
chat.
for
He
the
can-
money.
Yeah.
You can keep it moving.
Pay for your slander.
So yeah,
slander.
it seems to be another Google fail with a whole bunch of
It's a flop.
with a whole bunch of Google failures. Like it seems like Google is the most used search engine on the planet, along with like having YouTube and whatnot. But it can't seem to find all that much success outside of that. It's weird. Like
I mean,
the thing is
I heard their phones are good. Google Pixels, and I know people.
that is
that
true, but they still like for some reason they discontinue some phone lines. Like I remember I had the Nexus 7 phone. It was good, but they discontinued that. And Pixel, I think, barely saw a resurgence. Barely.
I think the thing was because I own a Pixel. I have a Pixel 6, and I think the problem with Pixel, like Pixel could have done better if Google had actually like released it with good software from day one, because the software was buggy from day one on the Pixel 6.
Yeah.
And that would have hurt people like potentially picking it up and stuff like that. And Apple and Samsung are pretty strong in the market as they are already, so it's a hard market to try to break into as a new competitor. But Google has the money to do it. And the one thing though, despite the fact that all the jokes aside, Stadia failed, la di da. I commend Google for actually trying new things. Like I think it's good that they're a big company who has the money. They can try stuff and show people like whether it's a good thing or a bad thing or whatever have you and so forth. And it's a learning experience for everyone, but with Google's money, And again, I also commend the fact that they actually refunded people their money. I think that is honorable. The fact that they basically said, hey, you know what, you invested in our little test project or whatever have you, we'll give you back your money and so forth. Because for example, like Google had one of the best social media platforms for a period of time with Google Plus, but it didn't catch on. But Google Plus was better than Facebook, hands down. But it just didn't catch on. So it's not about the quality of the product per se. It's just that sometimes things don't catch on, and that's about it. Stadia was hot trash though. The quality was shit. So like, it's a good thing that went to the bin. But other stuff.
Do we believe that maybe streaming games is the future, maybe, or is it the internet? Everybody's internet is just not ready for it.
It's just not ready for it,
No.
Shadow. Think about it like this, Shadow. Have you done a stream? You've done a stream, yeah. You've had random stuff happen. Sometimes it don't work. You've had these things happen.
That's true.
That's
true. Yeah.
Like imagine that you want to play your game that you like. Let's pick a game that you like. You're playing your Persona, right? And then all of a sudden, you're no longer getting 60 frames per second, 4K HD graphics. You know what? It goes to the bin, right? It just goes to the bin. That's just a fact. The internet is literally unstable sometimes, and ISPs throttle internet speed. We all know this. Our ISPs do this all the time. You pay for good speed, and you have to call them on the phone and like, oh, sorry, we've got a problem in your area that we're fixing. Your internet should be back to normal in a little bit. The only reason you're doing something about it is because I called you and told you my internet is shit.
I ain't gonna lie. Like most of the time, my internet is pretty good. Sometimes it does go out, but like I would say, like maybe that happens. Maybe once in
a blue moon?
twice a year, maybe.
Once in a blue moon. Shadow, how many people do you live with?
Myself.
Exactly. Riku, how many people you live with?
3 niggas.
3 niggas, right? So here's the thing. The fact of the matter is, when you live in a household with more than one or I guess 3 people, right? What tends to happen when your internet essentially is being used by a bunch of people is that your internet could sometimes just cut out. You could have a lot of people using too much resources. You have to consider that a lot of people don't just live by themselves, right? So if you want something to catch on, it's got to be something that the average person can use, right? And I'm doing air quotes when I say the
True,
average
that's
person.
true. And my internet is partially good because my internet is wired.
Here's the thing, Q, that you are missing,
Here's
right?
the thing, right?
Yeah.
Here's the thing, right? The thing is, majority of people care about convenience over quality, right?
Yeah.
And when it
That's why the
comes to
Steam Deck is
convenience,
popular.
damn straight. And when it comes to convenience, fucking streaming games, regardless of how much we hate it or the random inconsistencies that could happen, If a motherfucker is part of the masses and he hears that he doesn't have to download this game, he can play it right now. And if he's one of those guys that's chilling in a house that has fiber, he's fine with that. Especially if he's not like someone who's like a gamer, right? He plays it, you know, a little here, a little there. The chances of him running into that is like, you know, it drops significantly, right? So I'm not saying you don't have a point.
Yeah.
For people like us who, you know, play more than the average gamer, yeah. For something like that to happen to us, especially if we're playing like an action RPG that requires like combos or anything like that, that's gonna be something that irks. But for the average person, the person they're really trying to target this towards, they don't care, and it's not gonna affect them, unfortunately.
Yeah, and
It's gonna
that's
grow.
the thing too. It is the market that they're targeting as well. It's not just like that. Stadia is not for us. It's for a specific market, and that market, right? Well, they're not even. They didn't buy it. That's what.
Well, I think here's the thing. I think the problem with the fact that Google Stadia is, I think when it comes to like the gaming ecosystem right now, it doesn't have. I just don't feel like it has the space for another platform to come in and try and do what they tried to do. The only reason that the Steam Deck, I feel, was able to like, because if you go to like I've been seeing like conventions as of late. They up on their little kiosk, they had a PlayStation kiosk, a Nintendo kiosk, an Xbox kiosk, and then it said Steam for Steam Deck. And I'm like, oh, look at Steam has a foothold in regards to like being right beside the big three. Google couldn't get there because Google doesn't have like hardware, right? And you know, Steam at this point, Steam can be considered an exception because of the fact that they have their Steam library and all that stuff. So putting the Steam Deck in your hand, you have your whole library. It was kind of like a no-brainer for them, right? But if you're someone like Google, who was trying to bring up Google Stadia, it's streaming. They're still trying to get their library up. They had like 1 or 2 exclusives here, but nobody really even remembers what the fuck they were. They even went over to Falcom and paid Falcom some money. They had Cold Steel 3 and 4 and Ease 8 and 9 up on there, and I was just like,
that's when you bought your Stadia subscription.
Look,
isn't crazy how we have Cold Steel on Stadia and Luna before Xbox? That's wild.
Insane, right? But obviously you have to stream those. But the point is, Google was really out here just trying to like force themselves into the conversation via streaming. You can't do that. Google, you succeeded. You needed to bring hardware.
The Steam Deck had hardware, though. Not Steam Deck. Sorry, the Stadia had hardware. You had a controller. You had a Stadia box that you plugged into your telly.
No. You know what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about a hardware that you can stream shit. I'm talking about a hardware that can play the games natively.
Right.
That's
the thing. Native gaming.
If it did have that, it would still be here.
It would still be here if they actually had a console that was.
They wanted to half-ass that shit.
They did half-ass it, but I also don't think that streaming is the future for gaming. Like, you know, you look at, for example, even though like Xbox and this is the way Xbox gets away with it, they give away the streaming with Game Pass. You think if they charge for streaming on Xbox, you think they're gonna make money for that? Like the amount that they make now for Game Pass? No, but it's tossed in with Game Pass. It's just like a side thing. You know, every now and then I've streamed a game on Xbox, but you know why? Because I'm checking it as a demo. I don't want to download this game because I don't know if it's good. If it's good enough, I download the game. You know, so I can play it properly. So I think that's where streaming games has its benefit as demos. Instead of us having demos, we stream the game, see if it's good or not, and then we download if we actually want to play the game. That's the valid way to use streaming. I don't think it's a valid way of playing if like internet is not like perfect. Like you have to have like South Korea kind of level internet to do streaming, you know? They've got like god tier level of internet, gigs upon gigs of download speed.
All right,
the rest of us don't.
All right, so that's Stadia, and I think that's
and good riddance
podcast. Yeah, good riddance. I don't know if I say good riddance. I mean, like I didn't have it, but I'm sure my internet was more than capable I would like to have tried it.
Nah.
but
Good
we'll see.
riddance. Because here's the thing, man. When it comes to people out here trying something new, everybody want to stomp it out. And you know where all this rage is coming from? The PlayStation Vita. Yes, we open it back to the PlayStation Vita before we end this podcast. The PlayStation Vita was trying to do something cool. A fucking
Be another
handheld game with fucking good games in your hand, and people just shunned it. And now we have these Steam
That's called
Decks,
the 3DS, sir.
Yeah.
games that had a hardware that had good features on it, right? Some things that some Nintendo Switches still can't do, like in-game party chats, right? And y'all just getting OLED and shit. My point is, all of these handhelds out here, now everybody wants a fucking handheld now, right? Steam Deck and
Like you with the GPD?
I'm just saying. Everyone stomped out the Vita. The Vita walks so all you motherfuckers can fly, right? Google Stadia, you're gonna have to hold that L the same way the Vita did. You're gonna have to walk.
People like the Vita though. No one really likes Stadia like that.
Walk to your motherfucking grave, Google, and watch all these other streaming services reap the benefits from your struggles. And that's all I gotta say to that.
All right, cool. You all right there, Riku? Somebody hurt you on the way to the podcast?
Yeah,
something?
Community hurt. I should stomp you out. Give me your address.
All right. I think that's a podcast. Jesus Christ. We got one more super chat, I believe.
We got one from Sebastian again. Do I even want to read this? It says, best use for Vita is downloading private, in quotation marks, videos.
What do you mean by that?
I don't know. I mean, if we look on Shadow's Vita, I'm sure Riku would tell you he had some dubious content on there.
I'm pretty sure I didn't.
That boy Shadow's wild, bro.
I'm pretty sure I didn't. No.
That boy Shadow wild. Don't believe him.
No, I didn't.
He may tell you he's Team Emma, but his Vita theme might tell you a different story.
Come on. All right, you know what? With that being said, let's end this top podcast. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Kogan said he wanted to talk about the Armed Fantasia and Penny Blood Kickstarter, how they destroyed their goals, I guess.
We all expected that, though. We all expected that.
Congratulations.
I honestly didn't expect it, but I'm glad that it happened.
Are you serious? Like you didn't expect that?
Not to this level, no.
Yeah, they completely destroyed their goals. But like, I'll just say, like, I see all this stuff that they accomplished. You get a mascot swamp, you get a costume weapon swamp, card mini games, 8-bit battle remixes, new game plus, console versions. Listen, come out with the game first, and then we can talk maybe about doing other stuff. Because all this
Shadow,
stuff,
that's the point of the Kickstarter.
I know.
Already.
Yeah, you're right.
That's why it'll take 10 years to come out.
But yeah, it's gonna take forever to come out. I say just get money for the initial game. Get the initial game out there, and then if you want to add stuff after, maybe I'm cool with that. But like all of this, I feel like it's just gonna make the game come out like even later now. I don't know.
It has more content. This is a win. It has more content.
Okay.
Look at Bloodstained. That game had a ton of cool content like a year or two after release. It was a good thing.
Yeah, after release. So like once we get the game, all this stuff is not going to come out day one, is it?
I don't know. I haven't seen the Kickstarter.
It's a stretch goal, so it might be patched in later. But you never really know with these things.
Yeah.
Did any of you guys kickstart the game? Did anyone here kickstart
No.
the game?
Hell no.
I do not believe.
Yes, I did. Both of them.
I do not believe in Kickstarters. So I'm sorry, I just don't.
Wait, Pi, you don't believe in Kickstarters? Do you pre-order games?
I do, but from
That's the same thing.
I don't know. No, it's not the same.
What?
I
You
think I tried to
can
make
cancel
it
a pre-order,
I get.
But once you've kickstarted in, your money's gone.
Yeah.
once you pre-order, isn't your money gone?
Exactly. Correct is right. And
I
then
mean, as someone who works at a video game store,
they give you less than half the price you paid for it, right? So your money gone, right?
Well, if it's Cisco, you can cancel pre-orders.
I don't think you can.
I was about to say, what are you on about?
Wait,
I'm literally a GameStop employee.
Can you refund the money fully, or do you have to put it back into the store?
So Shadow. Okay, let me explain it to you like this. So when you put down a pre-order, first of all, pre-orders nowadays work differently than they used to. Back in the day, you had to put down a deposit. It guaranteed you a copy brought into the store. Sure. Nowadays, you don't have to put any money down on anything. You can put $0 down on something to pre-order it. At least at GameStop Canada. I assume GameStop America will do that too. With the exception being like collector's editions or like hard to get stuff, they'll make you put like a deposit of like $5, $10, $20. Either way, if launch day comes and you're like, I don't want this, or any time in between the game coming out and you putting that money down, you can go back to the store and say, hey, I want to cancel this pre-order, and they will give you a full refund of whatever you paid.
And they'll give you cash.
In cash, not store credit.
If you paid in debit, that goes back on your debit. You paid in credit, goes back on your credit. You gave them a $5 bill, they're gonna give you back a $5 bill.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, I didn't know that. That's interesting.
See, maybe it's because I work in gaming retail, but I really thought this stuff was common knowledge.
No, I like because I haven't pre-ordered a game in like so long at a physical store. Like I really haven't done that in so long. But I
Same
always,
with Amazon and Best Buy. You can cancel pre-order.
yeah.
What about if you pre-order online, right? Because we're talking about an online service, right? Where people,
What you mean? You like
Kickstarter.
pre-order through like a website or?
Yes, through a website, an online service.
Depends
right?
on their policy.
We're comparing this apples to apples. Kickstarter is an online service. Ain't nobody going to give no guy in a store money for Kickstarter. So apples to apples, you pre-order online. Do you get your money back?
You mean through? Are you talking about specifically through GameStop or through Kickstarter?
No, I'm saying like if you pre-order a game online somewhere, like you go to
That's
PlayStation
only
Network
Steam.
or something.
Only Steam does that.
Yeah, because like
Steam gives you back your money. I know Steam gives you back your money, but
I'm talking about
sure-
Nintendo and
Once you-
PlayStation. No.
Once you pay them, that is gone forever, unless you
Yeah.
have a very good reason.
Yeah, because like
Exactly.
I'm gonna pre-order probably the limited edition for Ryza 3. Like I don't think I'm gonna get my money back should I decide I don't want it anymore down the line.
No, you can cancel that.
I'll say if you're pre-ordering that through that's a physical thing, Shadow.
Yeah,
All
you can
physical pre-orders can be refunded and canceled.
When you say cancel, like,
Really?
okay, so let's just say for example, right? Shadow pre-orders it, and he like pays the full price, and he goes and he collects it. He can't refund it. Like once he's paid.
It depends on the vendors. That sort of thing is probably coming directly from Koei Tecmo's like website. I don't know what their policies are, but for GameStop, if you buy something and you leave it completely sealed, if he brings it back, he just comes on it a little bit, wipes it off, and then takes it back with his receipt. If it's still sealed within 30 days, they'll give you a full refund back in cash.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Yeah, if it's sealed,
Look
yeah,
at-
it's weird.
They've really trained you guys to convince us to come into GameStop and buy
I've
stuff.
worked there for 6 years. I think I know store policy by now.
All right, interesting. I didn't know like you could cancel a pre-order like that. I thought it was.
I mean,
pretty much just
that's
sitting
true for most places. If it's unopened within 30 days, most places will let you refund anything, unless it's Walmart. Walmart hates like giving people back money for anything. Like you could like walk out of the parking lot and be like, oh shoot, I got the wrong thing. Can I exchange this? And I'll be like, well, I mean, you did just walk outside with it, and we don't know if you brought this from it. Like, I hate Walmart, bro. Do not talk to me about Walmart. Every
Just
time I'm in
want you to
Walmart,
know,
I will
Blake,
beat someone to death.
the way you said that, like I've been here 6 years, I know store policy. I just heard a piece of your soul just gone.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
All right, guys. I think that's a podcast. Let's get to these outros. Go ahead, Devil.
Hey, it's been another great episode, guys. Before I head out, I did a video collab with my boy Blake, West Town
Yes,
AC,
sir.
right here. Did a top 10 JRPG female protagonists, and yeah, you'd probably
You
be
guys did a
surprised.
waifu video without me?
I'll get you for the next one, Q. I promise. I promise.
Yeah,
But yeah,
shame.
check that out. Blake gave some input on a Fire Emblem character, which one was the best. So, yep.
I hate
all right,
both of you.
You better not pick Severe.
Oh my gosh, I wish. No, Devil didn't let me choose, but
Yeah.
No, I picked the one for him. Anyway,
yeah. Anyway, watch the video.
you guys have a good evening.
All right, Blake.
All right, it has been that time. Big thank you everyone for coming out. I just want to say we got to 150 viewers at one point, and I still need to see 65 likes. Like, guys, if we get to 150 likes, Pelvic herself will come on and twerk for you guys. Just so if we get to 150 likes in the next 3 minutes, Pelvic will come on here and drop it like it's hot. All right,
There's some strange promises coming
but
up.
yeah, and yeah, we'll be back. Hopefully, maybe in 2 weeks. You never know. I not gonna lie. When Shadow was radio silent all weekend, I was like, all right, podcast ain't happening. And then he showed up and went, listen here, Bucko. And then he posted podcast link, and I like fucking fell over in my chair. Like it was like a slap in the face. But yeah, great time. Like Devil said, go check out that video. It was a lot of fun. It's less of a collab and more of a cameo because I only got to help him with one portion of the video, but it's still fun nonetheless. So yeah, go check that out. And of course, if you haven't checked out my Trails from Zero video review, make sure to check that out as well. I put a decent amount of work into it, and let me tell you how it was stressful trying to beat embargo on a JRPG. It was I came home from work and I was like, I just want to play like something else, and I'm like, oh, I can't play anything else. I gotta play Trails from Zero. So it definitely put me in my place. But yeah, we'll catch you guys in the next one.
All right, Q.
Blake, that's how you start to hate games. I'm telling you, man. Like when you're trying to hit them embargoes, you know. But anyway, that being said, thanks to everyone who showed up. You know, it is your husband of dreams. You know, we are here for them waifus, of course. And yeah, I mean, Bao, you know, you see what's going on here, right? Do you and Blake coming together to make stuff happen? We had a collab organized and it never happened. I'm just saying, I left it in your hands. You never made it happen, but you know, I believe in you. I believe you can make it happen, Bao. That being said,
there's a reason, but also
we'll talk about this after. We'll talk about this. That being said, we will you can find me you know, streaming this week. I'll be streaming tomorrow on Monday on Twitch at Simply Binge. Look out for that. And also I've got a new podcast. I think you guys should check it out. It's an anime podcast. I will be secretly trying to snipe people like Shadow and Riku and Blake and Bao, and not Pi because he didn't include me in his wife video. You know,
that was blacklisted.
Left me out.
Q, what about our soccer podcast, our football podcast? Come on now.
Well, you didn't invite me for what I am a king on waifus. That being said, you can check it out. It's called The Innocent Podcast. It's on Simply Otaku on YouTube.
It's crazy because Ryza was in that video too, Devil.
Don't give it away.
Oh man, you hate to hear it.
Oh, the slap.
Anyway,
you know what?
Anyway, go watch the big guys.
He's ready to square up on you, man.
I believed in you, Pi.
I have plans for you, Q. Don't worry.
I have plans for you, my son. That's what he just said.
Your time will come, sir.
All right, go ahead, Bao.
I'm ready to get to this Gundam Wish for Mercury. So it's been Bao. We will see you next time.
Yes, sir.
All right, Riku.
Riku-san, one, the only one. Everyone have a very nice week. We will see you when we see you. I am ready for some Gundam as well.
This is Gundam. What is that? New Gundam anime just came out?
A new Gundam anime dropped today, baby boy. Mobile Suit Gundam: The Witch from Mercury, available now.
Super chat.
Let's fucking go.
Okay, all right. I gotta look that up.
You can come and watch it with us. We're doing a watch, man.
We are doing a watch party in Bao's Discord. But really quick, Sebastian, another super chat. Thank you again for your super chat, Sebastian. You always make the show go by. He said, "Great show, by the way. Shout out to Pikmin 4 Peak." Don't get Bao started on Pikmin 4 again. No.
Sebastian, you motherfucker.
Let's go.
All right, guys. You guys know who it is. Shadow Elite, Mr. JRPG. We will catch you guys in 2 weeks. Be sure to stay tuned on the channel for new videos. And yeah, we'll be back. Peace.
Deuces, people.